This is an Audio Wool original.
It is Casual Frightday. We're back, and tonight it's a lean week, which kind of means it was a good week on this show, but don't worry, we still got plenty to talk about. You know, things like a couple updates surrounding the family of the pop-punk Submarine stepson, and some, a Casual Friday audience experience within the death industry. We have moles, people. We're going to expose it all, except for the writer's name, because they asked us not to. There's a story that confirms that Wendy's Burgers ethos is sage advice. We've got a Tennessee headache, which is not a mixed drink. It's a situation. And apparently you can vape too much. We'll talk all about that and more. And to do it with me, Dennis is not here. He's 10 hours away doing God knows what. But I do have Jared all the way from occupied Texas. Jared, nice to see you, buddy.
Nice to see you, Byron. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, we are live. If you're listening to the audio replay of this, I'll tell you once again, every 2 weeks on Friday nights, we do this live at live.friday.com, of course. And it's fun. We got the chats popping off. People are talking about eating custard from Arby's, even though I personally...
Andy's.
Wait, Andy's is different. Okay.
Andy's is a custard.
So wait, Andy's is in Texas, is that right?
I assume it's like a national chain. I thought it might be.
I don't know anything about that, but I do know that Arby's is...
custard.
Arby's will make you sick.
Yeah. Well, the last time I had Arby's, it was like the best Arby's I'd ever had.
I don't want to get into this because we have a cooler.
Kyle MacLachlan
yeah,
is doing Arby's commercials now.
I guess that's true, but does that change the feelings around the brand as a whole?
Yeah, they're doing Illuminati. They're doing the potato pancakes. They're back. I don't know if Bronco Berry's back, but Kyle MacLachlan, am I saying that right?
I think you're getting close, but the heat, the tension,
MacLachlan?
the pressure might
Someone
be
got to
getting
correct
on you,
me on this.
You might want to.
Starting to sweat a lot, and all I can think about is a quarter pound. Do you remember what was called a Big Montana?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Big Montana was like the quarter or half pound Arby's sandwich, and I'll tell you what, a little bit of that Arby's sauce, a little bit of that horsey. You toss me a Jamocha shake with some curly fries.
It's just not my thing. I'm so sorry.
They have curly fries. They're the only guys with curly fries.
Other than
Jack in the Box has a bad curly fry compared to the Arby's curly fry. And those are like the only two.
It's not what we need to be talking about tonight.
I need a 50-50. I need to phone a friend.
Sure, we got it. We could find a way to get that going on Twitch. But
chat?
Yeah, we could do some
an Arby curly fry and a Jamocha shake. How are you feeling at least about that? Thank you.
Wonderful night ahead of us. But yeah, I actually didn't have a cool or not segment this week to start us off lights. But Jared,
you didn't?
Well, I thought you were going to take over this for me.
I did, and I came prepared.
Appreciate it. Because
with pigs.
With pigs. All right, let me drag this over to the screen here. Let's take a peek. What is this story?
What do you think?
Escaped pig dodges police as school children cheer. Okay. All right. So far, so good. The sub headline here. This is from the CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Company. Is that what that stands for? When it's written? Yeah.
It's British Columbia.
Okay. Pigs are now being cared for at Star's Piggly Wiggly Sanctuary. Okay. And that's different than the Piggly Wiggly gas station chain, right?
That's right. Yeah. Got a video here.
Yeah. I'll just click start on this. I hope it doesn't play some weird commercials. Nope.
without the ones like you working.
Great. They almost got us with no commercial there.
Dang it.
It's okay. Now someone's
We don't even know what this is.
not sure. It's like packaging, but I don't know. But yeah, in a second we'll have that story. A pair of loose pigs evaded RCMP. Okay.
Starting to tag me in posts about these two pigs running wild. They found them at the school. I had to feed my pigs first.
Two
Went
pigs.
there. There was probably, I don't know, 5 or 6
There they are.
police there helping.
This-
I go into the
they
netting
are.
with my friend Jess.
Two
We
pigs.
tackle the one, the little brown one.
Yeah.
Those two pigs.
So it does appear that 2 escaped pigs are running around on a soccer field, which I kind of enjoy, with police trying to get them. It's like kind of like a rodeo style event, except they're not greased up or anything. And honestly,
They're just trying to do a little soccer.
I don't
Just
think
put a
I-
little footy.
I don't think I like the whole greased up pig thing. I don't think we need to do that.
Are they doing that?
No, and just in general, you ever
No,
see-
no, I know. But what are they doing this still? I thought that was like a real thing.
I thought so, but well,
They're just
With a
wrestling a
lead,
pig.
and we got him into my van. But while we're getting him into the van, the other one escaped.
How does one tackle a pig?
It's a lot of fun. Took 2 of us to pick him
Whoa,
up because
whoa,
he's
hold
solid.
tight.
He's probably a good.
it's a lot of fun. Is her response to how do you tackle a pig?
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
But while we're getting him into the van, the other one escaped.
How does one tackle a pig?
It's a lot of fun. Took 2 of us to pick him up because he's solid. He's probably a good 70, 80 pounds. I think there's probably
Chat-
9 or 10 of us trying to
Chat
get
saying
him at
that
that
they
point.
definitely did that.
And
as
then
a
when
kid.
we finally got him at the end, there was 3 or 4 bylaw officers that helped us.
Get that pig.
This has to be like the best day of school for these children. Watching out the window, watching police officers chase down these loose pigs.
Yeah, I have to imagine that. I mean, who wouldn't be having fun
Oh,
with
it's
that?
just
Honestly,
delightful. Yeah, it does appear. I mean, there's a video from 14 years ago, greased pig catch at the Boyle Rodeo, and there's just one from last year, the greased pig scramble during the Warren. I don't know if we need to watch greased up pig chasings.
Give me
I'll give you
one.
just a little bit, and then we'll
There's
wrap.
a taste.
It's just a group of children chasing down,
Okay.
down a pig, of course, but
All right.
that's interesting. So cool or not, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sound
Chat,
off-
what are we thinking?
Sound off in the chat. Is this a fun way to start the show? Some loose pigs? Is it a sign of where the night might go, Jared? I'm not sure.
Wait, do we give him a
No.
poll?
No, of course not. I don't have time for that.
All
I
right,
guess,
no
yeah,
poll.
we usually do a cool or not poll. I'll do it. Cool or nah. Pigs. Pig opening. This
Pigs chasing pigs.
is interesting.
Cool or not?
That's funny. It must be a light week if we're starting with cool or not pig segment, but I'm happy we're doing it. Do we want to read more about this story? Does it open up?
I don't. I mean, no, the pigs are fine. Well, you know what? Actually, like one of the pigs throws his water dish at the end. Do you want to see that? It's kind of fun.
Sure. Okay.
Just skip,
Couple days, he should be
skip
better.
to
And
it.
hopefully by next week we'll have them both
Yeah,
fixed.
yeah, it's like
And then they
around
can play
here.
outside nicely now.
Are they close to you right now? Can I see them?
Yeah, they're right here. I can
Show me the pigs.
let's see if I can flip this thing.
Give us the pigs.
hi?
Oh, what's up, homie? Look at this little pig.
All right. Well,
Oh, where was it at?
I don't know. It's
I'm
okay.
sorry. I might have lied to you. No, I didn't lie to you. I definitely saw a pig throw
We
his
got.
water
I mean,
dish.
so far it's so cool. I do have an interesting thing that was going to be my cool or not, but I'm just going to say it's a general nah. Did you hear about what happened at the Trump rally recently?
Which one?
I am trying to remember exactly when it was. Maybe this video will remind us.
We begin
Bret
tonight
Hart?
with a medical mystery following a Trump rally in Tucson last week. Nearly a dozen people now say that they suffered eye emergencies after standing on the stage
yeah.
with the former president.
So this is the first eye emergency that we've seen on the show since the Bored Ape Yacht Club Laser show. I don't know if you remember that.
I definitely do. The Bored Ape Yacht Club laser show was a event for Bored Ape holders.
Yep.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
And they used a specific type of lighting in some hangout rooms in
It's
their
like UV lights. Yeah.
a very light look. Cool or Not ended. It is
It's cool. Yes.
you.
Officially cool. And if you disagree,
so-
listeners, you have to tune in live next time to decide.
Yeah, you have to tell us.
Live.friday.com.
We go to the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and they're going through the rooms there, and people are experiencing retinal damage because the light is too bright.
Too
and
damn bright.
It's a grade that no human should be interacting with. So several Bored Ape Yacht Club holders ended up at the optometrist with severe burns on their eyes.
I was gonna say some of them were legitimately blinded for some time, which is kind of wild. But that's not really the situation with what's going on at this rally. Where did they say it was? Tucson? I think it's a Tucson, Arizona rally for Trump. Here we go.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. After the rally wrapped up, some of the people say the pain was so intense they actually had to go to the ER. 12 News journalist Jonathan McCall talked with a woman who's now asking for answers about what happened.
What happened? Yeah, I mean, so I just kind of spilled the beans a little bit. It wasn't lasers. What do you think it was?
Is it what was the Cuban the Cuban tickle laser? What was that thing called? The Havana syndrome?
Yeah, it could be Havana syndrome.
Maybe, yeah, Havana syndrome.
It's more like they're close to the border, right? It's like Tijuana syndrome or something.
Could be.
Even though Tijuana's not necessarily near the border, right? It's over by the West Coast, not necessarily Arizona, but
no, yeah, it's but
spoiler alert, Jared. It's
6 hours, maybe.
It's fumes.
In studio with the story, Jonathan.
From
Mark
Trump
Uribe,
himself?
everyone trying to figure out exactly what happened during that rally last Thursday. Maya Rodriguez says the pain started after leaving that rally and quickly intensified. At one point, she says it was so strong she couldn't even open her eyes. Tonight, she now wants to know exactly what was the issue that caused the problem.
I think it is something about him being the second coming of Jesus Christ, and it's just hard to look at him, you know? Or he's just tough to look at in general.
I'm thinking it's the stink. You've heard this.
You think he has a scent, an active
He's got
smell.
like a ammonia or worse.
Really? That's like a known fact that Donald Trump stinks? It's from all the fish, what's he call them? Fish fillets or something?
Fish delights.
Fish delights, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Could be the stink from the delights, yeah.
It could be the fish delights, 70 years of fish delight, I guess, surging through his
They just really build up.
big body.
Yeah.
But no, you've not heard this. The conspiracy is that, like, because of all this, the use of Adderall and like cocaine with like laxatives in it, they think that Trump has a hard time holding it in.
Wait.
And so he's got a big diaper on all the time underneath that big suit of his.
The big dump. Yeah. But
and so people are saying that, like, you can't not smell it if it's happening.
Yeah, Adam Kinzinger describes his odor on Jimmy Kimmel as a mix of armpits, ketchup, and makeup. That's evocative. There's something really tough to handle about that.
Slimy.
Yeah.
Slimy.
Well, yeah.
A sight to see.
It was his first rally after the debate.
Maya Rodriguez face-to-face with former President Donald Trump at a Tucson rally last week.
Wait. I went to a Donald Trump rally and now I gotta wear special glasses.
I mean, that's kind of what happened, right?
She's wearing special glasses, man.
Well, yeah.
We were all pumped up.
A perfect view.
It was all the
She was pumped up, dude.
I thought that was Bret Hart.
No.
Stage.
Quickly becoming blurry.
I told my husband, please take me to emergency room because something's wrong.
After leaving the rally, she says she began experiencing eye pain. Initially thinking it was allergies, she says when she couldn't...
Jared, what do you think? That doesn't look that... I don't want to minimize her, but Doesn't look that bad.
I used to get some real bad eye pain. When
Oh.
we first started this, I was
Yeah.
having some like wild stuff happening to my eyes. So I can definitely sympathize. It's like it is hell.
You had
I
some, like-
scratched my
Yeah.
I scratched my eyeball and I was seeing double for like 8 weeks. And I had gone to an eye doctor and I was like, I need to like have this checked out. Like I drove here and I probably shouldn't have driven here. It's like I'm having a really hard time
Sure.
seeing right now.
Yeah.
And doctor put that weird yellow drops or whatever in my eye, and I
The dilation drops that.
yeah, and like and it's like some kind of at the angle in the light, like they can see if there's like damage or like a
Oh, sure. It's like
how
a
it reflects
mild,
or whatever.
A mild body safe dye or something.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so he's like, I can't see anything. And so there's nothing wrong with your eye. And I'm like, I swear to God, I can't. Like, I'm seeing 3 of you right now.
God.
It was, so I just had
All
to wait
right,
it
fine.
out.
This lady who is whatever, we can feel bad for her.
Open her eyes. She knew it was something else, and she quickly
Check the
learned she
pressure
wasn't
of
alone.
my eyes.
Are you okay? Because other people that were with you at the rally went to the hospital.
Her eyes not
All right, now they're
deceiving her
looking
when
bad.
she learned at least
Now
5
they're
other
looking
people.
bad, Jared. I don't know if you saw that.
No,
There's
sorry, I looked
large
away.
boils on the eyelids. It
Oh
looks.
my God. No, she has see-through eyes is what's going on
well,
there.
maybe she took this photo
She-
in mid-blink and it just looks worse than it is. I think that could actually be it.
She got hit with a wild case of eyelid thinner, I guess. Wait, go back further. We just like was this from like a video
It's a
clip
still.
maybe?
No.
Oh my God, what the fuck is going on with her
I
eyes?
think
man?
she's just blinking. I think she's just blinking.
She just did it like super fast. They found, she sent them a live photo and they found the one where she looks nuts.
I mean, iPhones do weird shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm not buying this, but
Not deceiving her
wild.
when she learned at least 5 other people in that same section also dealing with eye emergencies.
Friday, I thought I was going to be blind.
A doctor telling her she wasn't blinded by the light.
It was not the lights, the stage lights could not cause this.
let's take that off the plate right there. It's not a Bored Ape Yacht Club situation.
Rodriguez says only supporters on one side of that
it
stage.
kind of is. I bet she's like a Trump card NFT owner. She's up on stage there.
She
She
might have
probably
one of
bought
those-
like 300 of them.
Damn, I can't even get one of those. Okay.
How do you get up on that stage? You have to be, right? Like you.
Yeah.
I
mean, to be
I'll send you a piece of my iconic suit that I was shot in if you buy 50 of these
you have,
NFTs.
you have to collect 50 Trump card NFTs. They're not even physical cards. If they were, oh man, look at that cool guy.
Oh yeah.
All right, we can't get this political at this point. This top.
No,
of
this
the
is
show.
not politics. This
is a
this
goofball
is
being.
rare.
Oh, see, there's the suit right here. Here's the suit card.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we need to get that. It's only available right now.
Wait, are they bringing their shoe back? The gold.
Yeah, but you
sneaker?
got to buy like 500 of them.
Oh, you got a wholesale of the shoes.
Can we see the collection? Are they withholding from us right now?
I can't click any of these.
We got some new gems in here, is what I'm saying.
Oh, the full spread of the cards. I mean, there's him at dinner.
Yeah. God, he looks good.
Guy's cool. Yeah. I mean, it's repeating itself, which is kind of fun.
Just in case you forgot what you were looking at.
Yeah. It's like any sort of scam website where they just keep kind of showing the same stuff and making an endless scroll, which is pretty fun. Yeah, limited edition, the platinum high top sneakers. Yeah, let's go back to the rally.
Were injured. She says the damage impacting her cornea, leaving her sensitive to light. In fact, she wore these glasses during our interview, but she says she will recover.
Today was the very first day that I could actually see straight with both eyes.
Rodriguez says she's been in touch with the Trump campaign about what happened. In a statement to 12 News, the campaign says in part, quote, "It's collecting information." Rodriguez says she didn't notice any questionable smells or anything in the air, but she's hoping to shine a bright light to look into what happened.
Stop it with the puns, my guy. She didn't find the light and then she's shining a light. It had nothing to do with light even. What was-
Yeah, not even a little
What kind
bit.
of
Yeah,
journalist-
maybe he's also trying to evoke the Bored Apes.
Maybe that's it. I just typed in Trump fumes and I just got him being angry. So we're not going to get very far on this tonight, but we will keep our, keep our ears to the, our eyes to the, listen, I'm not going to try. Mystery at Trump rally attendees report bizarre eye burning symptoms post-event. Let's see if there's another account, if we can get someone else who spoke up about it really quick. 6 rally goers that were seated directly behind Trump. I think it was a fart. Turns out one, a pro-life activist named, this is the lady, Mayra Rodriguez, that she was in so much pain after the morning of the event that she needed to constantly use a cold cloth on her eyes. I can't see anything when I try to open my eyes, she explained. I see a bright light. It hurts. It hurts a lot to open my eyes. I have this cold cloth I put on and take off constantly. It's horrible. So she worked at Planned Parenthood. Why are they... What is the point of all this stuff? She was a Planned Parenthood whistleblower?
Yeah, whistleblower? All right, well...
Okay. I don't
maybe
know.
the ghost of, I
Fetus
don't know,
past?
Ann Richards was throwing her some ghost acid in her eyes then or something.
Yeah, that's a bummer. All right, cool. I don't want to talk poorly about this poor lady, but if we don't stop talking about it, I might.
Yeah, she's a whistleblower for Planned Parenthood. I don't...
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
She can probably felt
with her
right
Bret
off.
Hart looking ass.
Yeah, she even had to wear these glasses.
Yeah, these special glasses. You went to a Trump rally, now you got to wear special glasses.
Have fun. That's kind of what you
Sucker.
get. It's not
Yeah,
that bad.
that's it.
All right,
Jerk.
we'll close that door for now.
I did buy those NFTs though.
Of course, we have all this cash.
Payday.
All this
Yeah,
Patreon money. We're
we are
investing in
flush.
NFTs. Great. Join the Frightday Society, thefrightdaysociety.org. We won't spend your money on Trump NFT trading cards. Promise.
These are historic documents, and we might.
They kind of are. Is there a fun story that you want to go to before we really ramp things up, Jared?
Well, we have that guy who's got a ramp head.
Yeah, that's kind of light and fun.
Yeah.
This gentleman here who was seen walking on the sidewalk it was Nashville, is that right?
That sounds right. Nashville.
Do you have a video, or is it just this from the Whiskey Riff?
I think there might be some videos in the article here. But
all right, let's take a peek. Nashville residents desperately seek help for man missing half his head walking around Broadway. And this is a blurred picture, but you can see from the blur before we actually get graphic.
Look at that
there is
noggin.
A large section missing in the middle between the front of his head. The comment here, dude, are you okay? Of course, you never know what you're going to see walking down Broadway these days, but folks in downtown Nashville definitely weren't expecting to see a man missing half his head. And it's got locals.
Like a quarter.
Yeah, he's going to say half is a lot.
Like a quarter of his head.
Maybe even a third. They're concerned.
Tony Hawk could probably skate that ramp, though.
No, I mean, big lip in the front. Over the past few days, numerous posts have popped up on social media and Reddit from Nashville residents who were alarmed when they spotted a man strolling around downtown Nashville with part of his head missing. Yes, you read that right. And here's someone said on Twitter, there's a guy in Nashville walking around with literally half his head missing. His skull and brain are visible. Now, I don't know how you could see the brain part, but let's go into his... Oh, is it going to make me log into Twitter? Oh, God, there's video. Okay. Well, we found some video. This is from Mackenzie Wells, who seems to be just kind of enjoying a beverage at a cafe.
Oh, my God.
Zooms out to the sidewalk. All right.
Yeah.
I wish I could zoom in on that, but that's almost like a perfect shot there.
Enhance. Can you full screen it? Or?
No, because then you're on the same screen. But yeah, there does appear to be a large section of his head that is missing there. And I guess you can see his brain. Would you consider that his brain?
Give it a little...
It's as far as we can go.
A little tickle.
Oh, you're reaching in.
And then with the little brain tickler.
All right. So I'm Clarence Thomas's worst nightmare.
You could pie this guy. Make him forget math.
All right, don't threaten to stick fingers in this guy's open wound. Come on now. I'm confused as hell. The original poster says everyone is. Cryface. Jar Trade says, bro, I saw him. That shit is fucking wicked. And then he said, I've only seen pics, but how is he even functioning? Sorry about that. Crocodile drug or meth is what they're saying it could be. I don't think I've ever seen that on the head. I've seen it on the legs, right?
It's like he's got a bit of a toenail growing out of his dome, huh?
All right, so you're no doctor, Jared.
Oh my God.
It almost looks like he's like, spoiler alert, in the film Malignant, kind of. Did you watch that? It's almost like there's a second face up on top of his head.
Yeah. I was kind of. He's got like a little, like when you turn your head upside down and you draw the little eyes on your chin.
Yeah. That's what we're dealing with.
We got a double face guy here. Is this his twin representing?
Could be parting, just parting the hair and exposing the second half there. We had a saying in ER when I worked there back in the day. Patient survivability is, oh my God. Inversely, it's a Friday night, proportional to their societal worth. Now, if he was close to find a cure for CA or COVID, they'd already be dead. What? But here we are with him checking out AMA to go smoke. I don't know what this person's talking about. I get it, but yeah. Let's see if there's more pictures here.
Yeah, let's keep looking at the whiskey riff.
Yeah, great. Everyone's favorite online rag, the whiskey riff.
The whiskey riff.
Photos of the man have been posted online, and it's been reported that he checked himself out of the hospital because they wouldn't let him smoke. That's only a rumor at this point, and we will be talking about a potentially more healthy alternative to smoking later in the show. So stay tuned for that. It's not really, though. Either way, the disturbing sight of a man walking around with his skull and even reportedly his brain visible has been enough for locals to sound the alarm and try to get help for the man. Although if it's true that he checked himself out of the hospital, maybe he doesn't want or need help. Several users on a Nashville subreddit claim to have seen or interacted with the man, confirming that they have called 911 for help, and others saying that they offered assistance, but he declined, while others say that he's been out walking like this for years, with some reporting seeing him as far back as 2021. Yeah, I feel like if he was walking around for years, we might have already covered this story, but this seems new.
This is just a guy about town in Nashville. This is like Nashville guy. He's just like, yeah, local guys know him. He's just like the head guy.
Oh, yeah.
Guy, he's like down by the Hattie B's, but he's just got like, a bit of his head missing.
Yeah, Mr. Wounds.
Yeah. He's just going to ask you for a cigarette. It's fine.
Give him a cigarette. Either way.
Just give him a cig. If you're smoking one, just give him one.
Yeah.
Bum a smoke.
It's a pretty sad situation, and one that's alarming quite a few in Nashville who are desperate to get this man help. Warning, we got some more videos here. Oh my God. Oh fuck. This is from Flesh Gordon. Says, this is insane. A man walking around Nashville going into bars with no skull. You were correct. He's going into bars. Let's hook this guy up. First drink is on us. They wouldn't let him smoke at the hospital, so he checked himself out. And it looks like, he just like pulled something out of his head.
God. Jesus Christ.
Yep. And looks at it, plucked something from the inside of his head, looked at it. Is he going to flick it?
Eat it?
Don't eat it. He's looking at it. No. Did someone make a barf sound? Someone went in the background, I think.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there it was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be so foul about this, but this is horrifying. Oh, we got another.
This is
the zoom in one. Yep. It's a great clip. And then it goes to the next story on the Whiskey Riff. Said man arrested at Kid Rock's Nashville bar for showing his colostomy bag. Yeah, pardon me, colostomy bag at police. And we're not going to read that story. We're going to close this chapter almost.
But that's the type of shit that you can anticipate Nashville's Kid Rock bar.
Is it not going to let me go into Reddit? Because apparently there's a whole thread about this. Let me see if I can log in.
Our buddy?
Oh, no, this is a different video of a person with half their brain. Oh, it's a whole head open there. The whole right lobe is missing here. And they seem to be doing just fine.
You could store some candy in there.
Yeah. Right decompressive skull removal after a stroke or trauma. That's what they're saying this looks like. Wow. All right. You know, heads are amazing things. They can go through a lot.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough, I suppose.
Huh.
Wow. I guess we should stick on this medical thing, huh? While we're here?
Yeah, I'm still looking at this, the brain. Oh, there they are.
Oh, stop looking at the brain. This is a story that you put in here. It's
honestly freaked me out a little bit.
The headline is
good gross out.
Yeah, we did get kind of grossed out on that. Sorry,
and
apologies.
we're gonna keep going.
Kind of early in the show to be grossing ourselves out, but it's okay. There's some more stuff later that is really rough. So apologies in advance. This story: woman's eyeball sewn to the corner of her eye in botched cosmetic surgery. Come on. This should have been right after the Trump story, right?
Oh, you're right.
If we're pairing it better. That's okay. A Chinese woman suffered vision problems. Everyone just imagined that they were back to back. And the middle.
Just do that.
We'll just cut out the middle story with the Nashville head.
Yeah, well, wasn't that eye stuff crazy? Okay, well, I got another one about this Nashville head.
Thanks.
There you go.
No, perfect. Little segue. I'm not chopping that. That's a lot of work. A Chinese woman suffered vision problems and subsequent depression following a botched double eyelid surgery in which her eyeballs, just one, was accidentally sewn to the corner of her eye. This is in 2021. Mrs. Zhang, a woman from somewhere in China's Shandong province, underwent a double eyelid surgery to correct an unevenness in the corners of her eyes. So this isn't cosmetic. I mean, it is, but it wasn't like elective, I suppose. Woman claims that she felt discomfort during the actual surgery, but pushed through it. Oh no, she was awake during it, almost said alive, only to discover that her left eyeball, and the corner of her eye had been stitched together. And we have a picture. Jesus Christ, Jared. What are you doing? What happened to the show this week? We don't show shit like this usually. God.
Oh my fucking God.
I'm just surprised that your eye, the skin, the ball itself of your eye is that strong, right?
It just, it's got the stretch to it.
Stretch like that. In my head, it's like a very thin membrane almost, but it turns out it's very strong, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it kind of like a taffy kind of situation.
Don't like that. At first, the doctor who operated on her told her that everything was fine, but then Zhang started experiencing blurry vision and limited eye movement, and despite attempts to correct the damage, she is still struggling with physical and mental issues more than 2 years after the procedure. They didn't fix it, or they did, and it's just so disturbing that you can't shake that
She's
off.
got scars on her eyes now or something? No, what's
That
going on?
sucks.
Is
this a real story?
Yeah. Ugh.
Wait, is there a video?
I knew somebody who had no eyelids.
No eyelids?
And then they got skin graft from their butt and got eyelids. So they had little butt eyes.
I feel like you're making a story up. There's no way someone used butt skin for their eyes.
Butt skin on the eyeballs.
Why wasn't that the title of the live stream?
Well, we didn't have that person on the show. We might be able to get that person on
Oh,
the
you
show.
think?
We could talk to them about their butt skin eyes.
I want a close up on those. I mean, yeah. The follow up operation was unsuccessful, and her left eye became inflamed. And a week after the procedure, her eyeball and the corner of her eye once again became fused together. What? How does it get fused again? Because there are two open.
They're friends now. They're friends now.
Inseparable.
They got a taste. That's all it took, Byron.
This can't be real. Vision in her left eye was blurred ever since then, and she can only move her eyes sideways by moving her head. So she's got like a fused eye situation. She now hopes to get corrective surgery at a hospital. Just cut the thread, guys. It doesn't seem that difficult if you accidentally stitch your. I'm no doctor, but it doesn't seem too hard. Yeah, and the situation allegedly caused her to fall into a depression. Are you sure that this isn't just like AI generated? It's on odditycentral.com. So
I don't know. I liked that it was from Oddity Central. That's why I chose it.
Yeah, that's your outlet of choice.
Yeah, that's right. I am getting all of my political news from Oddity Central.
Oddity Central? That's good.
Yeah. Well, and they say you should get it from like a lot of different sources, so I am not doing that.
Wow. That's an incredible
Just
story.
the one. That's really good.
That's some really great stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Disgusting. Awful stuff.
Yeah. What do you got? What are you thinking about?
Well, I'd like to start out by talking a little bit about, this is a fun story. Let's get light. This is just kind of like a whoopsie story. I had been collecting instances of, it seems like everyone is robbing and stealing Amazon trucks or utility vehicles lately. Like someone will step out and then like suddenly their stuff's gone, or they'll be robbed by gunpoint and things like that. And I found this story that I just couldn't not talk about. Apparently a Spectrum utility truck was stolen with a worker still in the bucket. Which is I've been up in a bucket. When I worked at the airport, I was a de-icer of airplanes.
Yeah,
I'd spray that hot fluid on the wings to get rid of the frost.
Sure.
It's not always comfortable up there, even if you're strapped in, but
yeah.
I wish I could close this. There we go. A major highway in Caldwell County reopened more than 12 hours after someone stole and crashed a Spectrum bucket truck. Police say it happened while a utility worker was in the bucket repairing a line along Highway 18 south of Lenore. Investigators say the suspect drove south along Highway 12 before crashing. When the truck was stolen, its boom was extended as the thief drove more than a half a mile down the road, striking utility lines. Just slapping this bucket against big poles, wooden poles. Police said that while Spectrum worker, he was attached to a safety harness. At some point, he came out of the bucket and was suspended in the air by a safety strap attached to the bucket. And then he cut himself free and fell to the ground, injuring his leg. It's a pretty bold move. But
This is rough stuff.
It's a bad day at the office. And when police finally arrived on the scene, the suspect, later identified as Frank Moody, keep it to yourself, Frank, was taken into custody. He's been charged with felony assault with a deadly weapon, larceny of a motor vehicle, and felony injuring wires and fixtures of utility companies, which I didn't know was a crime, but I guess that's a felony. Can't do that. Yeah.
Sucks.
Well, the worker in the bucket, David Hipsher, he's been trimming trees for years. Wait, no, this is a different guy. Wait. David Hipsher, he worked in a bucket. Is this just like a guy? This is a guy.
Is
they
this the
interviewed.
guy?
Pardon me.
He's just the guy who
Hey, I've been trimming
his job
trees.
is I've been up in one of them buckets. I was actually gonna say I had a neighbor named Dave who ran a tree trimming company, and it was called Dave's Tree Trimmers.
You think this is him?
This is not him.
Oh.
Dave has had a a rough go about it. He might be in jail.
Oh, he's
still.
locked up. Okay.
Well, anyway, like, so it was probably like 14 or 13 or something like that, and I woke up like super late, winter. It's like snow on the ground and everything, and like I just can hear someone screaming outside, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" So like went upstairs to be like, "Is something like I was all freaked out." And my dad had heard it too, and he's looking out there, and he's like, goes to the back door, looks out, and across, like, our street was like a circle, like all the way around. So like our backyard shared on to the other side, but it was like part of that circle. Anyway, like
it's like an easement, a shared space.
Yeah, everyone has. It's like everything's fenced off or whatever. It's sort of like a weird like circle, like street around. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. But so anyway, Dave is up in the cherry picker on his tree truck, and he's screaming out like "help, help!" And and then my dad goes out there, and we've had problems with this man. The whole neighborhood has had problems with this man. When I was like 8 years old, he shot the other neighbor's dog to death.
Come on, Dave.
Just one of these fucking assholes.
Yeah. We all know it, Dave.
So he and his wife apparently got in some sort of
altercation,
argument,
sure.
And they're drunk. Later on, he takes the alcohol away from her, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go fucking drink this outside in my cherry picker on my tree truck."
Oh no!
So she can't have it. So he turns the truck on, and he is outside in like a robe and his underwear, basically, and like slippers. It's snow on the ground, like I mentioned, just drunk as shit. Goes up in the tree picker, and his wife comes out, turns the vehicle off, and then throws the keys across the street into a field, and just leaves.
Classic.
So
Solid
Dave's
move.
stuck up in the tree picker, just screaming out, and my dad's like goes out there. He tells me to go back downstairs, and the last thing I really hear from that before I go to sleep is my dad saying, "Hey Dave, shut the fuck up." And Dave's like, "Dave, you have to help me." And he's like, "No." And it goes back inside.
Your
and
dad
shuts the
did
door.
not help him.
No, because that guy sucks.
All
He's
right.
like, "No, fuck you."
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
very funny.
This Dave seems a little bit more of an empathetic character. Says, "I can't imagine it. I've been up 80 feet, and you're up. You're that far up in the air. Just the wind can shift and make you move, rock you back and forth 2 or 3 feet. So he had to be terrified."
Honestly, that's very scary.
Yeah, I'm not interested in having that happen, and I think that's the guy right there who had to cut himself down. Light story, just a little bit of fun, just fun, Why don't we move forward and discuss another bad coroner? This is Bad Coroner Corner. This is another body burial whoopsie, and it's going to lead into a larger discussion thanks to one of the listeners of this very program.
A News 5 exclusive. A Pritchard funeral home under investigation after family members say it buried the wrong bodies.
I guess if you bury one wrong body, you're technically burying 2 wrong bodies if they get switched around.
WKRG News 5's Jeremy Jones sat down with 2 families who are making these claims. Jeremy joins us in the studio with more on this bizarre story.
Yeah, that's right, Pete. And both families tell me that it's already enough having to grieve the loss of life, but dealing with this has made that process even harder.
It's a nightmare for 2 families mourning the loss of their 2 grandmothers.
Oh, yeah.
Family members say Memorial Funeral Home in Pritchard.
What keeps happening? Sorry, everybody.
No, I don't know. Is there storms going on in Texas?
Just the freaking frat party or whatever next door.
Oh no, they're using maybe they're torrenting Entourage or something. And there, just like that, he's gone again. They gotta stop doing that. I mean, how many times do you gotta watch Fast 5? The other ones are much better. Here we are, Pritchard, Alabama. The situation continues. Body is mixed up. And And who got the better side of that deal? Probably, I mean, yeah, you want your grandma, I suppose, right?
Presented the wrong people to them in their caskets. It all started on August 30th for the Williams family.
When I walked in and approached the body in the casket, I had informed the gentleman that that wasn't my grandmother. And I asked him, I said, did you get the wrong body from the
Oh no, the youngest just waving at the camera.
hospital?
Don't blame her. That's not her. I mean, it's live TV. It's
And he
fine.
assured
You could have cropped it though, right?
said, did you get the wrong body from the hospital? And he assured me that that was my grandmother.
Lakeisha.
How do you feel, Jared, about being back? One, welcome back.
Thank you.
How do you feel about, like, they could have cropped this whole situation? And I'm not a local news channel producer, but we have the youngest daughter sitting in the lap waving at the camera, plus the news reporter holding a mic by hand in towards her face. I think it's kind of a sloppy shot.
That wasn't my grandmother. And I asked him, I said, did you get the wrong body from the
Yeah.
hospital? And he assured me that that was my grandmother.
Lakeisha.
Which is, yeah, I mean,
She's like,
no.
just having a good time. She's like, yeah, I'm actually gonna be on TV.
Oh, you're talking
so-
about the youngest there in the corner.
Yeah, the kid. Yeah,
No, I'm talking about a funeral director telling you, nope, this is the right, that's your grandma. And you go, no, it's not actually. It's not my grandma.
Yeah, I've seen my grandma before. That's not her. It's like, what do you?
It could be very clear that it's not, right? Like, I know.
Yeah,
that
actually brought her here.
I've known her my whole life, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, bodies do look different because, of course, souls exist and they leave the body.
Yeah, they leave exactly.
But no,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
they're
sucked out. The sucked out on like a straw. Like the last drink.
Yeah, God sucks the soul out of the body because he wants
That's
that
right.
back. He
needs it back.
That's a deposit.
Yeah, and that's word to Charlie Kirk because that's who's giving us this type of phenomenal religious information.
He's just a scholar
about souls and dying, and so we are actually going to be. This is us now.
This is us. And let's see. I feel like he was trying to do a little bit more convincing. I think that comes in now.
Williams says the person in her casket was not her grandmother, Dolly Williams.
Every question I asked him, he literally had an answer for everything. I asked him, why was she so dark? He stated that they use some type of skin tint that brings out the natural glow.
The funeral.
Okay. That if that's the only answer that he had, that's not an answer for everything. That's just saying she looks dark because our makeup people are bad at what they do.
They did a bad job.
And I mean,
sorry.
I know that's a bad. I mean, it's like the most important makeup of your life, right? Like,
yeah, I think that's probably right. I mean, they got to make you look like 20 years younger.
You got to be very good at that. Like, this doesn't get washed off at the end of the night. This is forever.
This is how you're walking up into heaven. So
I don't think. I mean, if heaven exists, that's how it works. Like,
that's
if you
how
look
it
fucked
works.
up and bad when you die, like you remain that way.
Yeah, you look like a scoundrel trying to get into the pearly gates.
Do you think you have clothes on when you get to the pearly gates? Is it like ghosts from the 1800s?
Like with chains on them and stuff?
Yeah, if I
just
died
rattling
in
them.
If I died in like 2002 with like a Massimo or a Red Sand shirt, like that's what I wear in heaven now?
Yeah, you pop punk jumped too high off the stage.
I bonked my head and died, and now I have to wear an
Clip
Atticus
it.
shirt with a white belt for some reason.
With studs on it, yeah.
Oh no.
And your sister's jeans.
Yeah. No, my sister wouldn't share jeans with me. I had to go to Ross Dress for Less and buy women's jeans. I remember the first pair of women's jeans I bought. The week I bought them, I had a show and I split them down the back immediately. Because back then they didn't have the whatever
elastic blend.
Elastic. Yeah, it wasn't. It was. They had zero stretch, and they were unforgiving, and they were probably flared too, which is not what you want.
Yeah, rocking, rocking just big old bells on them things.
Yeah, I did my best. I did what everyone else would have done. You know.
I had too big of legs to even attempt.
But you're a drummer too. You don't have to. You're hiding behind the kit.
No one knows. No one knows nothing about these calves back there.
No, they just see you're
They were
wearing.
ripped through them. I look like the damn Hulk if I was wearing just all the time. Just 17-year-old Hulk back there.
Yeah, with a Hurley hat backwards or something. You always had a mohawk back then. You were less pop punk and more straight up back then.
Yeah, I was working class punk. I was a blue collar punk.
Yeah. All
doing
right.
hand tattoos for my
What?
friends in the garage.
Yikes.
And fixing cars and stuff.
No, you
listening to
You had a pompadour?
Lars Fredrickson and the Bastards.
Yeah.
Not even Rancid. We were beyond that actually.
Yeah, you were standing on basses before anyone else. You
Yeah,
never sat
yeah.
down to play a bass. No need
We
for
were
a
hip
strap.
cats. Yeah,
All
no.
right.
I'm climbing that up. Actually, the Living End saw us do that. I was 15.
Yeah? No way. You had
Yeah.
big Doc Martens before they were cool.
I had the white Doc Martens too with
Sure.
like I put my braces on. You know what that is?
No.
So that's what we call suspenders. What
That
Americans
was my
call
guess. That was my
suspenders.
guess. I'm glad that I wasn't too far off.
Yeah, I put my braces on and my big flannel pants and my white Docs.
How's everyone feel about this extended rockabilly rant that's going on? This is a heck of a bit. Man.
I kept my cigarettes rolled up
Rolled
in
in the sleeve. Yeah, white T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had one of those Scottish hats.
Scottish hat.
Yeah, like don't they wear those punks?
Let me see.
Like a golf cap, kind of. I don't know.
Was the next day
like the
with a
Scully.
mystery
Yeah.
woman
The
in
new,
the casket.
as your co-host Kelly would say, the newsy cat.
Oh, sure, that makes sense. Let's talk about this case.
That brings out the natural glow.
The funeral was the next day with a mystery woman in the casket. 5 days later, another family encounters the same issue with the funeral home when Lula Campbell Durgan.
Wait, why does it take 5 days to figure this out? Like, sometimes I put the wrong label on a package running an apparel business. It's not that hard to find the wrong package that you mislabeled because
No,
you have one
it's
in
got
your...
someone's name on it.
Yeah, I feel like...
And everyone knows that every dead people have IDs on them. They have picture IDs. They're
Yeah.
putting them like, and they so that they can swipe them through the
Wait, is that
the
true?
locked doors.
They
Well,
like-
yeah, I mean, like they're employees of heaven now. They have to have
Okay.
some sort of-
Employees of Heaven is my favorite soap opera.
Was expecting to see her mother, Cora Mae Campbell, in the casket.
I pulled my phone out and went through, I got many pictures of my mom. I said, this is my mother, this is my mom. He got my phone, he looked at the other phone and he looked at the woman. He looked at the phone, looked at the woman. And I say, okay.
like a Jerry Lewis
He said, well,
bit.
it's your mother.
Well, it's your mother. Yeah, that's the end of the bit.
Well, I know what you're thinking. I know what we're both thinking. That's your mom.
Oh, it turns out that is your mom.
That's your mom.
And I say,
suck it up.
okay. He said, well, it's your mother.
According to the Williams family, that's when
Do you have
they
any
got the phone
birthmarks?
call that the funeral home had made a mistake. They posted on Facebook about what happened, including a picture of Campbell's body. That's when it clicked for April Henry. It was her grandmother, Cora Mae
There it
Campbell.
is. That's the name tag.
Wait, that's what those look like?
That's the name tag. Right
Oh,
there.
that's-
Zoom in on it.
I think
Well, it's
that's
the same. It's the same photo they used on the name tag. I will
Sure.
say.
I see what
That's
you're
what
doing.
I meant to say.
Yes, they have passes to heaven.
Yeah.
A virtuous woman. Yeah. Awful. That's like, you don't want to bungle up people's last moments with their deceased relatives like this. It's
No.
kind of like the...
You know, when my dad passed away and we were at the funeral.
Mhm.
I guess it was like more of like a memorial or whatever.
Sure.
And before it got going, they were just playing, they're piping radio, like XM radio through.
Okay.
And can you believe that they played the theme song? I don't know what it's called, but it's the theme song to
Hail Satan. Whoops, sorry. That one was an
Hey,
accident.
geez. Hell yeah.
Okay.
It was the theme song to What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, really?
You're dead, you're dead, you're dead,
No way.
you're dead, and out of this world.
Was that true? Someone was playing that?
That's a real story. Yeah, that's a real story.
Damn.
That happened at my dad's funeral.
Wow. I wish Dennis was here to tell. No, I'm not gonna tell Dennis's dead dad stories. That's for him when he gets back. But yeah, interesting stuff at those final memorials.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always interesting, isn't it? I don't think that many of them go as like straightforward as you would think, right?
No. And you know what else they played after that too? At the end, they played the live version of "Kick Out the Jams" by the MC5.
Okay,
and that was
interesting.
cool.
Was that a
that
choice?
felt good? No, it was just on the radio. They just kept turning, like they played the radio until everyone's like sitting, like XM or whatever, and then they just turn it off.
Huh.
And they turn it back on at the end, like while everyone's leaving, so that there's like some. But it was like,
But there's got to be like
I kick out the jams, motherfucker!
Really?
All right.
I mean, that's something. That's not what I would have done if I ran a business that was, in the whole death industry. But yeah, interesting.
Chat saying "Let It Whip" played on repeat at my dad's memorial.
That rules. Yeah. That rules. I mean, I don't know. Dennis, I was going to say this. Dennis's dad, one of his favorite songs was "Don't Worry, Be Happy." So we listened to that in its entirety in silence, played through one of those little CD jukeboxes at a golf course clubhouse.
Yeah.
It was kind of a surreal moment, like there's something kind of ominous about it. Like
a
room of
like this single audio source that's like
Yeah, it was interesting, but I mean, it's a nice song and it's a nice message, of course, but it was just kind of odd. Yeah. We should call Dennis at some point. Maybe I'll send him a text. But we actually got an email after last week when we were talking about cremains and how often, I guess it was wasn't it like an entire company? It was just kind of like putting them all in one big bin and giving them out to people, like mixed up.
They had like 800 bodies.
Yeah, but I remember some people weren't getting the cremains that they ordered that they were supposed to receive. And we actually have a listener who has some experience in this, and they asked to not use their name. But yeah, they say, I worked in the funeral industry for about 5 years. I worked there while deciding to go to school for it and then bailing at my residency after seeing what we'd need to try to sell grieving family members. We would need to try to sell grieving family members death insurance during arrangements. Not for me, says the writer. But while I worked there, we would do an average of 4 services a day, which is far more than I initially expected. 1 out of every 3 would get cremated, which is far fewer than I would think, right? Like,
yeah,
I feel like people like to get burnt up these days. I always threaten my dad. He's like, I want you to cremate me when I die. And I'd say, I'm not doing that.
Just throwing your ass in a box.
Kind of a rude thing to tell someone, right? Like, no,
nah.
It's like, I don't know. Some people.
We live right now, you're like, Papa, haven't you heard? A river runs through it. Just dump his ass in the water.
I mean, burial at sea, something like that. No, I mean, and he's come to accept that it doesn't really matter because he'll be dead. But yeah, for me to not give him any peace of mind is kind of a rude act. But at least it probably keeps him going, you know? He can't leave if he hasn't finally, like, finalized that type of situation. But I don't know. Some people probably get a lot of comfort in being burnt to dust, I suppose. There's a little bit of anxiety around what happens to your body when you die, I guess, if you think about it, you know?
For me, it's like what a weird burden.
To exist after you're gone, like
in
physical space.
Yeah, like you don't have to worry about it as like the dead person, but then someone's got to touch that thing.
I mean, that's true. I don't know. There's something about.
And I'm all rigor mortis like a rat.
Sure. Yeah. Fingernails long.
Yeah. Already. Yeah. My hair.
You go in weird.
I drank from the secret cup in Indiana Jones.
Sure. Yeah. That's fun. I don't know. There's something about like I struggle with the concept of impermanence. So there's something that like I would like to take up some space when I leave because I'm selfish, I suppose. But I don't know. I was just surprised to hear that only 1 out of every 3 would get cremated. And they go on to say, on top of this, there would be multiple arrangements that were direct cremation without a service per week. So what exactly is that? Multiple arrangements that were direct cremation, no service, so no memorial at all, just turned to ash. They said, I could see doing 800 cremations within 2 years for somewhere that was slower than we were as easily attainable, which I guess that does make sense if you're doing 4 services a day, 1 out of every 3 cremated. I mean... Actually, I mean, if it was only 1, so 365 times 2. Interesting. That's a lot of bodies. Which, remember last time I was saying they were only probably doing them once a week because they had to warm up the oven. But it seems like a lot more people die than I mean, maybe that's because I live in Montana where not that many people do die, I suppose. But
yeah, there's something about living there where people live an extra 50 years.
Sure. I guess
it's like vampiric town.
It's something in the water, right?
Yeah.
As far as getting
a river runs through it.
There we go. There's something in there. It's the bodies you dump in. If you drink the water, you get what's left of their soul extended on your life. We're all Jeepers Creepers over here.
Well, it's like when when we're all flushing our birth controls and our antidepressants down the toilets and all the fish are eating them.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. Like, aren't we just drinking that shit too?
Well, we're eating it. You know, once the fish drink it, then we eat it, and that's just a happier population. Right?
Yeah, we're feeling better. We're not having as many kids. This is population control, folks, and this is what the woke mind virus will do to you.
Slowly turning into Alex Jones. I love it. Listen, folks.
We're gonna lock in here. Shop.frightday.com.
That funny.
Only he will bring us closer. We value faith, family, and the United States military.
Great. As far as getting cremated goes, most families that would do a viewing would use a rental casket. I had no idea this was a thing. It's kind of like bowling shoes, but for your dead body. Sounds weird, but it's mostly...
They just spray it out. Got that same stuff.
Some teen has to spray out like all these shoes.
Oh, sir, you can't get in there.
I love that. That's exciting. Sounds weird, but it's mostly an empty shell of a casket with rollers inside. Oh, God, to get the body easily in and out, I guess. The deceased goes in a heavy-duty cardboard box that slides into the casket, and after the viewing, the cardboard box is removed and brought to the crematory.
All I can think of is those like shipping receiving rollers that are like you can like make them go like left and right. You know what I mean? You just send the body down, like you send it down the leash. Like we're checking this guy out of here.
So when I
push him down,
when I worked for Northwest Airlines for a year and a half before they folded, we used to do human remains every once in a while. because I mean, we've all seen the television program Lost. That's a pivotal part of Jack's journey, is finding the dead body of his father, which he had to go to Hawaii to pick up, and they put it on the airplane. Of course, the airplane crashes on the island. People do ship the dead bodies of their relatives back home. They got to get there. You've never seen Lost, huh?
No.
All right. Well, people, when they die in another place, someone has to go arrange for an airline to fly their body back. And when it flies on a plane, it does fly where the baggage is and where they put like dogs and stuff like that underneath the airplane. In a cardboard box. A large cardboard box. And I've done probably a dozen human remains, and you slide the cardboard box very gently onto one of those conveyors that slowly loads it down. You put it on a trailer, and you use like a tractor to pull it over to where the funeral home would pick it up.
Yeah.
You'd think there'd be a little bit more like of a process, I guess.
This goes with the, under the plane, the Louis Vuitton looks the same as the dead body down here.
Yeah, it's all the same. It's all, I mean, it probably costs more to ship the body because you're going by weight.
Yeah,
it might be
certainly.
be oversized or overweight. But
50 pounds.
There's one of them that,
well, how much does a soul weigh?
And the people are like trying to argue when it's on the scale. They're like trying to like trick the scale.
Cram it in there differently.
Yeah, this one you're gonna have
like
to
hold a little off of it.
You're gonna have to check this. You're trying to put it under your seat.
trying to just fold them up.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. My feet can fit down there. My feet can.
I'm sorry,
but
sir.
They're down there right now.
Yikes. No, one in particular haunts me because when I went in there to move it, the cardboard was wet. Like something was leaking inside the cardboard, and it was like throughout the bottom of the entire thing. And I don't know, it was not just condensation, it was something. The only thing worse than that I ever loaded on a plane was an electric wheelchair where the person forgot to empty the bedpan that was stored underneath it. And
classic.
It was so heavy, I got underneath it to lift it into the airplane, and I cut my hand as I was moving it, and as the bedpan slipped out and covered me with urine, and I had a wound on my hand. It's kind of a foul job. It's not great.
Got a bit of a dump in your cut.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just a mess, man. Like. Yeah, I don't even want to get into it. It's not that was an interesting job. It was a lot of fun, but it was also very bad. One time I brought in an airplane, and through the front hole where the sink in the bathroom drains, because that water just like drains right out, there was like rice coming out. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And we go into the bathroom. Someone had vomited rice in the sink of the airport bathroom, or the airplane bathroom. It was just so foul all the time.
Just so much rice.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
You could see visible rice coming down the chute.
Yeah, it was in front on the nose of the plane. It's just gross. It's just a terrible job. Yeah, I mean, not really funny, but yeah,
kind of funny though.
Yeah, kind of funny. So they burn them up in the cardboard boxes, but yeah. He goes on, or they go on, I don't know. In our state at the time, a crematory had to be on the grounds of a cemetery. So after a day or two, the cremains would come back in a bag inside of a heavy-duty cardboard box. So another nice box where the bag of body would be. Hope those work for questions you probably didn't need answered. Thanks so much for your time, and keep up the awesome work with all you do with the shows. Thank you so much for writing in. And if we do have a phone number too, I forgot to mention.
The Frightday phone lines are now open. Call 1-833-374-4489 now to share your paranormal encounters and real-life nightmares, or to talk horror with the hosts.
So the phone line isn't open right now. But I swear to God, when Dennis gets back, we'll test it to see if we can actually turn that on and go live. But if you have any thoughts about anything we've talked about tonight, the death industry, whether you'd like to be buried or burned up and why, that would be great. What else do we want to talk about, Jared? Anything else we'd like to get
we have the
opinions on?
update. We're on. Well, okay, so we have the one that rhymes with this one. It's more sort of funeral home.
Oh, sure. No, I was
funeral
just
stuff.
saying in general, what do we want callers to call in about and leave?
I'm sorry. We want you to call us with your drink recommendations,
Sure, okay.
your new snacks that you've tried, but also where you buried the body.
Okay, tell us. We gotta know.
What's in the box? Also tell us what's in the box.
It's human remains.
And
heavy duty cardboard.
I'll tell you guys a new snack recommendation.
Oh, okay, interesting. Taking a break after that intense story.
And now I got to come up with something that isn't just double chunk chocolate cookie.
Okay, so you are fully Costco guys.
That's it. I'm Costco guy pilled. Yeah, I can't get it out of my mind now.
I'm the Costco kid.
Yeah,
We're eating chicken bake. Is it a doom or is it a boom?
Is it a doom or is it a boom? Let us know. Actually, call in.
They just stole that from us. That's just our cool or not.
It kind of is.
They just took our shit, Costco guys. Maybe I don't like them anymore.
Right?
We bring the boom.
Oh,
that's what we do. We bring the boom.
Yeah, do the
we bring the boom to you.
All right, so maybe one of these days we'll dig into the Costco guys because something awful is going on in that family. You have to know that, right?
Well, they're Florida boys, so
you know what
it's inherent.
You know what they like? I've noticed. Hamburgers.
They're hamburger guys.
Yeah, before they were Costco guys, if you dig back, they were reviewing hamburgers quite a bit. And I have an interesting story. Always fresh, never frozen. A step in the meat preparation process that can save you time. Oftentimes, it can even make your food taste better, Jared. But what if I told you eating fresh meat could save your life?
Really?
Yeah, it sure can. A hungry man died after accidentally stabbing himself while trying to separate frozen burgers, which I have to say, that is hard. It's a very frustrating process.
I know exactly what he did.
Of course. Well, actually, I mean,
okay, he has two frozen burgers and he stuck the knife in between the burgers.
We've all done it.
And then he put
We've all done it.
Dude. And look, he made it this long. He's got to be late 40s, early 50s, this guy.
Yeah, well,
this is not the first time he's separated burgers with a fucking knife.
You use a butter knife.
You know it's not.
Use a butter knife. It's way easier.
But he used a chef's knife.
Well, we'll figure that out together.
Let's find out.
A man died after he accidentally stabbed himself while preparing frozen food at home. An inquest has heard this guy, Barry Griffiths, was found with a knife wound to his stomach. And there's a picture of Barry. He's got a tools shirt. So he's a guy. He should handle himself around sharp objects, I would imagine. But
yeah, come on, tool man.
Yeah. A hungry man died after he accidentally stabbed himself while trying to separate two frozen burgers with a knife. Exactly.
Well, they're just calling him Hungry Man, like the food brand?
Guess. This is from the Daily Star, which in the UK I imagine is, one of those tabloid style outlets. But Barry Griffith, 57, was killed in a freak tragedy with the kitchen knife wound to his stomach. I feel like this is written by AI because they've told us 4 ways how this happened. Yeah. There might not be much of a story here. And I think the page actually froze, but oh no, Jared. There we have it. It's back.
There we go.
All right. Let's see if there's actually any information. Detective Chief Inspector. That seems like 3 roles. Jonathan.
Detective Chief Inspector.
Yeah, that's great. There's so many ads on this site.
You can't see nothing.
The bottom drawer of the freezer had been left open and pulled forward in a position to access food items. On the work surface in the kitchen adjacent to the freezer, there were 2 uncooked burgers. This is a detective, for real. He's putting this whole scene together. He's like, basically, who's the Knives Out guy? Visualizes the whole situation. Daniel Craig's character.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't think of what it is.
Yeah, on the work surface, like we said, 2 uncooked burgers and a knife and a tea towel. The wound to the abdomen would have been approximately the height of the work surface. So he's assuming here, he's putting it together. My hypothesis at that stage was that Mr. Griffiths was attempting to separate frozen burgers using
Benoit Blanc.
He's Benoit Blancing right now, but you immediately said it. Just at the top, you're like, yeah, he's probably separating burgers with a knife. And they needed a full inquest to figure this out. Maybe you need to hop the pond. You're like
Should I get over there?
I think it's a good idea. I think you might. I don't think the hat, a detective hat, isn't going to look good on you. No offense.
I'll wear that Newsies hat.
There we go. So they found.
I got a really big thumb.
He died of the stab wound, they're saying. His blood-stained body was found in July last year after concerns were raised that he hadn't been seen for more than a week. He was described as a very private man. Yeah, that's a long time. Not just for the thought-out burger patties, but him as well. He was found on his bed at his supported living accommodation. Okay. So government.
So he just
housing?
had a couple of loose burgies next to his dead, bloody body.
Yeah, fully clothed with blood on his swollen stomach, they say. His that's
God damn it.
Yeah,
Jesus
not good.
Christ.
His phone, wallet, and computer remained in place, and there was no signs of disturbance on the first floor flat. There was blood in the hallway, bathroom, and bedroom. You should have given someone a call, my dude. Detective Sergeant Stephen Vaughn said he was satisfied that it was not a suicide, but more of an unexplained death, and that there was no indication that he had been assaulted. Home office pathologist Dr. Richard Jones gave the cause of death as blood loss through sharp force injury. Statements, house-to-house inquiries, and house-to-house inquiries and checks on Mr. Griffith's finances and digital devices were made, which ruled out any third-party involvement. So they said that the tip of the kitchen knife, which was marked with a substance initially identified as chocolate, turned out to be his blood. Yeah, when blood dries, it is very dark. So I guess I could see how they would. Why would they think that there's chocolate on the tip of a knife?
It seems like there's a lot of chocolate coming out of his gut.
It seems like someone touched it, and they're like, "What is?"
This is how the UK crimes get solved. This has to be.
We got 3 detectives walk into a room and go, "I wonder what happened here."
What he's the Inspector General Master?
Sergeant,
what was it called? So he squats down next to the body and tastes the fucking chocolate. This chocolate has got blood in it.
Yeah. Great.
Fucking
figured
idiot.
it out.
God damn it.
Oh, this is bad. All right. Area coroner Patricia Morgan concluded that Mr. Griffiths, who had restricted use of one arm following a stroke, most likely died from an accident while preparing food for cooking. So we've got multiple people coming to the same conclusion here. He lived a relatively private life with limited contact with others, and he lay dead for several days.
With the stove top on. That pan was ripping hot.
Oh, sure. It was ripping. Perfect for a good sear, but not if it's an extended time on the burner there. Yeah, she added, "I appreciate the evidence is difficult to hear and traumatic. Thank you for your patience while the investigation was ongoing. I express my condolences at this difficult time." And so do we.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
To our listeners, don't do that. Don't stick a freaking knife between 2 burger buns, or not buns, sorry, but 2 burger patties, frozen burger patties, and smack that motherfucker against the countertops until they separate, because it turns out it could be deadly. It could be the last thing you do. It could end up being a British Sergeant General private investigator tasting your blood thinking it's chocolate.
That's not what you want. That's not how you want to end it.
You don't want to go out like that. And you got to think about how you're going to get into heaven looking like that.
That's true.
But actually, I know a guy traded a little, blood into wine. I bet that he could change a little blood into chocolate milkshake. I'm just saying.
I don't think he can
think about it. Think about heaven, y'all.
I think he only had the certain tricks to do. But speaking of bodies, huh?
Yeah, bodies stacking up. Y'all like sad stories about bodies?
Great. Glad.
Victor Carl Honey was a U.S. military veteran who served in the Army for nearly a decade.
He was very friendly. He was outgoing, a nice dresser.
After being honorably discharged, he began struggling with mental illness and homelessness. Then in 2022, he died of an apparent heart attack while living alone on the streets of Dallas. Honey was entitled to a burial with military honors, but instead, something else happened.
I think they think homeless black man, he ain't got no family. They don't care about him. You were wrong about this one.
An NBC News investigation has found that Honey was among more than 2,300 people who died in the Dallas-Fort Worth region and were given to a state medical school.
No, really? Just loose bodies given?
Hey, we don't know who this guy is. He showed up here without his name tag.
That's not.
How are we going to identify him? How is he going to get into heaven?
You don't just. This is not a finders keepers kind of situation. You don't just get to use it because you found it.
That used and made money off their body parts, at times as their own families searched for them. For Honey, within a month of his death, the Dallas Medical Examiner's Office deemed him unclaimed, reporting phones for family members they tried were disconnected. And yet,
let's see the numbers.
Unclaimed,
how many there were.
Reporting phones for family members.
Okay, well, we're talking about reaching out to two 80-year-olds and two 56-year-olds. So maybe their phones are disconnected.
Members they tried were disconnected. And yet, he did have relatives, some living right there in Dallas.
Oh.
His ex-wife, Kimberly, and their 2 adult children say they had even visited Honey in a hospital months prior to his death.
To hear that your ex-husband has been deemed an unclaimed person, what's your reaction to that?
That's crazy. We're here. We've always been here. His son has his same name. How could he be unclaimed?
This is where Victor Honey's body was then taken, the University of North Texas Health Science Center, where, according to government documents, his body was then frozen, cut into pieces, and sent out to different medical groups across the country.
All right, that's absolutely foul of a medical... Jared, we just reached the point in the video where they mentioned that the body was frozen and then cut up at the medical hospital.
It was frozen and cut up.
Yeah.
Then frozen, cut into pieces, and sent out to different medical groups across the country, all without...
Uh-oh, Jared froze again. Darn it. I was hoping he was back for good.
...without his prior consent or his family's knowledge. Those documents show Honey's severed right leg sent to a Swedish medical device maker for $341.
Wait, they made money off of this?
His torso shipped to a medical education company in Pittsburgh, which
flat
paid $900. And for $210, a pair of bones from his skull went to the U.S. Army for military medical training.
You know what they do with that? They test like the effects of bomb, like what would we call that? Like what the Mythbusters do, when they have the sensors that if an explosion like bursts a disc, then it physically harms someone. Sometimes they use temporal bones for that too.
His right leg was sold.
Yes, ma'am.
His temporal bone, his torso.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think he would have wanted this?
No, he never wanted to be, the 10 years we were married, he never wanted to be an organ donor. We talked about it.
He didn't want to be well, that's kind of interesting. He talked with his ex-wife that he didn't want to be an organ donor, Jared.
And so, but they cut him up anyway?
Well, but they didn't know that. They didn't even know who he was, so...
Ugh.
What
a tragedy. This is ridiculous.
Do you want to be an organ donor? I don't know how I feel about that, if I'm honest.
I'm an organ donor.
Yeah.
Nobody kill me.
That was always the thing. I don't know. My parents aren't paranoid, but I do recall my mom being like, "You don't want that on the back of your ID. They'll let you die." And
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom,
I definitely heard that before.
I don't.
And that's why. Is that why you became an EMT, so that you could like make sure that wasn't happening, or that it was?
Well, no, I didn't become an EMT. I almost became an EMT.
Sure.
I passed my practical exam and never took. Oh, and I passed my physical exam and never took my written exam. So did the old practical. I splinted folks up, rolled them on a stretcher, all that stuff. I just realized that I don't know if I ever talked about the reason why I didn't want to be an EMT. It seemed like most of the people that I would have been working with were like full-blown sociopaths that didn't really care about people. They just kind of like cared about problem solving. They were like really into like that feeling of like being kind of God and controlling, or like, I don't know, saving people, but not necessarily like because they care about people, but because they care about, the ability to do it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just bad vibes. I wasn't really into it. Plus, it seemed like they were all like, because when you start shadowing EMTs, like you kind of get a better look at what their lives are like. I don't know, not interested. And they don't really pay that much. Like
I'm sure it's like sub $20 an hour probably.
Yeah, which is kind of wild unless you like EMTs are the base. There's EMT 1, EMT 2, paramedic. Like there's different certifications that you can spend more time, bumping up, and you definitely get paid more to do those things. But like at the bottom, at the end of the day, you just don't make that much money, and you're working with a bunch of fucking lunatics. So
sure,
I'm out. I mean, you could also be an ER tech with the same certification of an EMT, where you like take vitals and do other things inside of an emergency room. And I found that to be a little bit more rewarding when I did those shadows, but I don't know. I'm glad that I'm now just a graphic artist again. It turns out you make more money and you don't have to like, have people's lives in your hands. You just put things on t-shirts.
Yeah. And sometimes you got to talk about the cream team though.
That is true. Sometimes you do have to talk about the cream team, and that does suck. That's not very fun.
Sucks shit.
Yeah.
And Honey is not alone. NBC News reviewed thousands of pages of government records and data which reveal repeated failures to reach family members before declaring a body unclaimed. Our team has identified 12 cases in which families learned months or years later that a loved one had been provided to the medical school. 5 of those families found out what happened from NBC News, including Honey's, a year and a half after his death.
I don't believe they tried to find us. I don't believe they did. You can find people. NBC found me in a day. You can find people.
Why do you think they did it?
For money. They did it to him, a decorated military veteran. They'll do it to anybody.
I mean, you can find people when you know their name. Like, I'm not trying to be on the side of the man here, but I think that's, he came in and was unidentifiable. Like, actually, no, they did know his name, actually. They tried to reach out to his family. And NBC did. Okay, I take back every word I said. I think you were frozen during that part.
Okay, yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, they tried to call both his parents and his
if he
siblings.
had his name tag on, then that's
never mind.
They fucked up.
I was wrong. They did fuck up. I don't know if they're
all
doing
right.
it
So
for
we should
money.
go over there. We should go. Well, I mean, they did sell him.
They did sell him. Yeah, that was something that happened. But to me,
something to consider.
I don't actually. Like $900 for a torso and a couple $100 for a femur, like in a medical environment, that's not that much money. Like,
dude, I got $900.
I'm not saying that we should be buying human remains, but
maybe I am.
No, I'm saying that when someone goes into the hospital and they're actually admitted, or there's a surgery, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Like
$100. Yeah, something
so
like that.
I don't know
200,
if I would
300.
say that people are going out of their way to sell a torso for $900. Like that doesn't seem right.
I'll throw in the torso if you get the surgery.
All right, we'll give you one free torso to go home with.
If I
if you pay,
can choose, can I choose which torso?
Well, of the two, yeah.
Can I get that head? Can I get that head that's like kind of like a candy bowl that we saw earlier?
All right, we're just bad people. I think that's what I'm getting,
and that's not okay.
For 5 years, the University
right.
of North Texas Health Science Center has had agreements with Dallas and Tarrant counties to take their unclaimed bodies for free, saving them a combined $1 million a year in cremation and burial costs. It also helped the school, making it about $2.5 million a year by leasing body parts to outside groups, according to financial records.
You'd be
leasing.
So you'd be surprised by how few cadavers are used in medical schools. I know the year that
they're just passing them things around.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know how long they're good for. I do know that the two bodies that I experienced and was so I'm grateful that they donated their bodies so I could go to a cadaver lab while I was trained to be an EMT. But they keep those bodies for a very long time, which is kind of odd. And they also put socks on their hands because the hands apparently creep people out. Did you know that? They say that, if you see the hands of a deceased person, that's what'll rattle you the most. So they, for some reason, put just tube socks on their hands, and that bothers me far more for some reason.
Huh. So they're just kind of looking like Mankind with Mr. Sacco.
Yeah, exactly. Like professional wrestler McFoley in his character of Mankind. Yes, yeah.
Wearing a sock on his hand.
Yeah, I didn't like that much. I remember I was doing training with like an older guy who was like a forest fire guy who was trying to get his EMT certification. He's like probably 63, 5'4", very thin with a mustache, like a gray mustache. Can you visualize this person now?
Sure, yeah.
They uncover the corpse and they say, how's everyone feeling? Does anyone feel like they need to sit down? He's like, well, ma'am, yes, I think I do. And we had to get him a chair because he got lightheaded from the situation.
Yeah.
Which was kind of...
I'm glad he felt enough okay to like say, I gotta sit down.
Yeah, it was really sweet actually, and I'm really glad that he did say that because I don't want a guy, falling over and conking himself in the head there. But he was a good man. That guy was nice. Interesting.
Somebody needs to answer, or somebody's, for what they did, what they're doing.
For 10 months, our team has been seeking answers from both counties and the Health Science Center. All three declined our repeated requests for interviews, but in statements, the counties told us they would be reviewing their contracts. The Health Science Center at first defended its program, arguing using unclaimed bodies is critical in the training of future doctors.
Right. Now it's just like, what are we, Sweeney Todd? What are we doing? Who are the other guys, the two guys in England that sold bodies?
Well, we've had a lot of them lately.
I mean, there was a lot of, they were called resurrectionists, body snatchers who took bodies in the 18th and 19th centuries to sell back to medical programs. That was actually pretty necessary at that point. Is it like Burke and Hare? Does that sound familiar? Do you know
Burke and Hare?
Yeah. I think I'm right. Burke and Hare murders. There's a series of 16 murders committed over a period of 10 months in 1828 in Scotland, Edinburgh to be specific. William Burke and William Hare, the Will brothers. They weren't brothers. They sold corpses to Robert Knox, who is a Scottish doctor. I guess what do we got here? Yeah, he partnered with them so he could learn more because they had a demand for cadavers and there was not enough. Wow. Very cool stuff.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I do know about that.
But just because they made a movie about it starring Shaun of the Dead guy. Did you know that?
No.
What's that guy's
name? Not Nick Frost. Are we talking?
No, who's the other?
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg was in a Burke and Hare movie.
Okay.
I think the movie is called Burke and Hare from 2010, and it had Tim Curry in it. Oh, and Andy Serkis. Wow, playing William Hare.
Weird.
Great. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I get it. We need bodies. to learn more about anatomy, but at this point we have kind of a pretty good idea of human anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I don't know how many more. This isn't 1828.
If you could rent one, like, why wouldn't you though? You're in a different city. You're kind of, you're looking at the wares. And
this isn't like Blockbuster in 2000 or in like 1998 where you're renting a Sega Genesis.
This is a Verbo. We're getting a house. We're getting a dead body with it.
Nope. That's not an add-on I need.
What's the one that's Cars?
Cars?
So I can, so you like rent a car in a city so I can go get my Cybertruck and throw a dead body in the trunk. Yeah, I saw a Cybertruck in the wild 2 days ago.
For the first time?
No. This I've seen a few of them.
I was
going
to
to
say, you live in Austin. Yeah.
Yeah. This one, we've had like the pollen stuff off the trees has been kind of like coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And the silver vehicle looked golden with pollen, but it had so much like a cat walked on it and like people's handprints or whatever. Just like seeing it up close was like, what a fucking terrible looking, just everything about it.
Use stainless steel cleaner on your car.
It's crazy. Like it was spotted, like, like when you like wash like a pan, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or like a something like that.
My kitchen island.
It just does the same shit. Yeah,
awful.
exactly.
It looks terrible.
Like if water dries on it and it just gets that big like splotched like speckled look or whatever. Awful looking. You got to get like Barkeeper's Friend to wash your car with.
It's a bad design by a bad man. Yeah. This is awful. I mean, we got to stop selling bodies that don't belong to us. I think that.
Speaking of, also one more thing about Elon Musk. Did you see the thing with Cards Against Humanity?
No.
So apparently SpaceX has encroached into I guess land that Cards Against Humanity purchased in 2017.
Oh, when they were digging the hole.
This was so that like Trump couldn't like build the wall on.
Oh, it was that one. Okay, yeah, they do these big elaborate things. I remember on a Black Friday they were gonna dig a pit as long as people kept paying like $5 or something. It was like,
yeah, forever many. Yeah, they'll put all the cash towards the whatever. Yeah.
I like that, but then I do remember the wall. You're right, that was fun.
They built a trebuchet on the land, so if the wall went up, then they could just shoot it down with the trebuchet. But anyway,
aren't they
I'm a part
sketchy?
owner.
Like, they're funny.
I'm a part owner of that land.
You are?
Yeah, my sister. Like, I don't have Cards Against Humanity. I never really played that game.
It's fine.
And she's like, "This is funny. You can have this stuff for Christmas." So I'm a part owner of the land, I guess.
Well, that's kind of nice. Can you use it?
I should be able to. I mean, I'm a part owner.
You could camp out there.
I could point to my chest with my thumb. I own this land, Elon Musk.
Yeah, so he's encroaching, you're saying? Like he's...
I guess SpaceX has like moved onto the land illegally.
Trespassed and trashed their plot of land on the Texas-Mexico border. And now Cards Against Humanity have filed a lawsuit in Texas court claiming that the pristine chunk of land that the board game company purchased via crowdfunding in 2017 has been cleared of vegetation and become a dumping ground for its neighbor, SpaceX's Starbase. Wow.
So I'm going to sue this piece of shit.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got grounds to sue this piece of shit.
Yeah, I've got a deed in my stuff over here. So
it looks like they said, "Go fuck yourself, Elon Musk. We'll see you in court." That's a quote. So
good.
Wow. That seems like a lot of trouble that guy's always in. What's the deal?
Yeah, but if I can get a little bit of a comeuppance here,
sure,
off of him, if I can get like one Tesla share, that's worth not very much anymore, but I'll take it. It's like $200.
Okay. I guess.
What do you want? Do you want to update these people about?
Yeah, let's give them an update on this. This whole. Wait, you clicked on the pig video. Are we going?
I'm sorry.
We're going to talk about the Titan sub, of course.
Yeah, let's go Titan sub.
All right, great. So
we don't need to look at pigs.
No, pigs are fine.
We had pigs, and they were cool. One person liked the pigs.
Sure. A key employee says that the Titan sub tragedy could have been prevented. No shit, right? Like, don't do it. Like, they're made fiberglass isn't supposed to be that pressurized. Okay. So there's a key employee from OceanGate that appeared before a commission trying to determine the cause of the implosion, and my guess is that it was just a weak vessel. Shouldn't have been that far down. A key employee labeled the doomed experimental submersible unsafe prior to its last final voyage, and they testified Tuesday that the tragedy could have been prevented if a federal safety agency had investigated his complaint. Pardon me for clearing my throat so much. His name is David Lockridge. He's the former operations director, and he said that he felt let down by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration's decision to not follow through on the complaints. Quote, I believe that if OSHA had attempted to investigate the seriousness of the concerns I raised on multiple occasions, this tragedy may have been prevented, while speaking before a commission trying to determine what caused the submersible to implode en route to the wreckage of Titanic. I forgot that that's where they were going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. Killing all 5 on board. As a seafarer, I feel deeply disappointed by the system that is meant to protect not only seafarers, but the general public as well. So he said in his testimony that 8 months after he filed an OSHA complaint, a caseworker told him the agency had not begun investigating it yet, and there were 11 cases ahead of his. He's taken a ticket and he's waiting. But by then, yeah, OceanGate was suing him and had filed a countersuit. Wow. About 10 months after he filed the complaint, he decided to walk away. The case was closed and both lawsuits were dropped. Quote, I gave them nothing, they gave me nothing. And OSHA didn't respond to AP talking about this, but damn. He goes on to say the whole idea behind the company was to make money. And I think that's been fairly clear by a lot of the coverage I've seen, documentaries, podcasts. He was, trying to be a big player, a big money hustler. He was trying to be the SpaceX of the ocean. And look where it got him.
Mm-hmm. I just realized there's a video at the top of this.
Oh, shoot. I did too much talking. Sorry about that.
Well, you pretty much got it, though.
I feel like it probably covered it, right?
Yeah, we don't need to see it. It's just this guy's got a cool accent.
Oh, well, I guess we got to hear that.
I guess we got to hear him for just a second.
Let's hear this man talk. I don't know. I for one, I don't know.
Rocking them transition lenses.
A key employee who labeled the doomed experimental OceanGate submersible unsafe prior to its fatal voyage.
Who did it better, me or this guy?
Testified Tuesday
you.
that he frequently clashed with the
This guy's a
company's
wimp.
co-founder and felt the company was committed only to making money.
I didn't want anybody going in that submersible. I mean, it was dangerous, you know.
Yeah, that is good. That's a good
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
Scottish man
That's
here.
fun. Well, I don't want anyone to be imploded in a submarine. I think that's really sad.
Should we see what that looks like, I guess?
Oh, God. Yeah, I guess we probably should. What exactly is this situation? Jared, someone did basically a recreation of what it would look like to experience this?
Yeah.
All right. It's a graphic.
This is a computer simulation here. It's from the internet.
Oh, so
maybe you've heard of it?
Legitimate.
Chunka chunka chun 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 chun.
Are now
3,800 meters under the sea.
That's where we are.
In the Titan submersible.
Oh, there's some folks sitting
5 gentlemen on board.
One PlayStation controller.
Meat skeletons. Yeah, the Steam Deck. Possible break point.
Uh-oh, there it is. So now
the water comes flooding in.
We've got implosion.
Implosion duration 20 milliseconds.
Uh-oh.
Brain pain response 150 milliseconds.
That's as quick as it goes, huh? Wow.
Just like that. Here,
Let's see the
here we
real
go.
time here. That's not a bad way to go.
Yeah, you're right.
I gotta tell you.
It just until you turn the lights off, it's over. Yeah, it happens quick. So you might feel a little bit of pain.
I mean, I don't know. They said you're.
Let's see that. Let's see how fast that is again. That's crazy.
Actually, I mean, the whole point of this, they said the implosion duration was 20 milliseconds, and your pain response.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so you
you're
don't feel anything.
You don't feel anything.
You're
right?
just
It's
mushed.
backwards.
You're mushed. Here's the slow mo.
Look at this.
Whoa. That's actually
just like
sick.
a can of soda.
That simulation is amazing.
Look at that. Just right in the middle, that thing just sucks in on itself.
Oh, don't do this with the bodies.
A bunch of like Lego guys in here.
Now we're in super slow-mo.
A bunch of slim good bodies hanging out.
Damn.
Just get vaporized. Wait, do you know who Slim Goodbody is?
No, what? First of all, you're having way too much fun watching these guys get crushed in slow motion.
These are Slim Goodbodies.
All right, I'll look it up. Slim Goodbody, fictional character. Jesus Christ, we're watching them turn to vapor over there?
Just soup.
So wait, this is like an outfit. Stop it! It's an outfit that shows all your human organs and.
So he was a guy, and he would he'd wear that in the video, and he would teach you school stuff.
Really?
Yeah, little your little gym class bullshit that you got to learn.
I knew nothing of Slim Goodbody, but I do like his style. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Well,
how many
he
of these
saw
are
his
they
whole
gonna
family
show?
die.
Wait, what? Slim Goodbody?
We just watched Slim Goodbody's family just get
okay.
imploded.
I thought you meant he literally did, like Weird Al's family or something. I was like, that's not good.
Yeah,
2, 3.
Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, if anyone missed that was a fun little journey I took.
I'm in it right now.
The tragic life of Kelsey Grammer.
Look, that's him. That's his family.
Let's hope
Slim
not.
Goodbody. There's the PS controller. It just get kicked up.
Did it really? Oh no!
Look at it right there in the middle.
Oh man, there it is.
Look at it.
Sitting right there.
It sits literally right there. It's not a fucking joke. I thought I was joking.
No, they really did use that. You didn't know that?
No, I did. I did know that, but
Okay,
I'm impressed that they just put it next to Slim Goodbody's brother.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
And that's great.
Wow. All right.
It's fantastic.
Okay, so that part is funny.
The controller part, yeah. And then I guess I
chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies? Who said that?
Joe Biden.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. That's our guy. I'm still voting for him. Swear to God. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Key takeaways from the first week of Titan sub hearings. This is just a continuation of what we were just talking about, but they did reveal the crew's final words, and those words were all good here. Yeah, so that was a text message between Titan and its mothership as the deep sea vessel began its trek to the seafloor to see the Titanic that sank in 1912. The support staff, what did they say? Asked about the submersible's depth and weight. Communications were patchy throughout the descents, according to the investigators. But about 1 hour into the dive, they sent a message when they hit 3,300 meters that it was their last in. They said that they dropped 2 weights, which I guess when you drop weights, does it make
the
you go
father
up?
and the son?
Oh, come on. That son, don't laugh. The son didn't want to go.
No,
he was nervous, and
he had concert tickets.
No, this is a different son. This isn't Blink-182 Submarine stepson. This is different.
Oh yeah, that's right. He didn't even make it on there.
No, he went to the concert.
He went to
instead.
the concert instead. Yeah,
that's right. Travis Barker. Great. That's just a bummer. Great,
from the pit.
Great little update. I mean, we have a couple criminals. Do you want to talk about the criminal videos that you selected for this week? Some stars.
Oh, yeah. Well, are you hungry?
Not really.
You want to do like a little snack? All right, then we'll go. We'll go back to fucking praying. Then, all right.
Okay. Fine.
I just figured you want a little snack before we do a little Bible study here, talking about our name tags going back to heaven.
Yikes.
A St. Paul
We
man
just learned how to get
killing
there.
his wife at a Bible study session last year will spend the next few decades behind bars. 41-year-old Robert Castillo pleaded guilty to a second-degree murder charge earlier this year.
Wait, you get that mad during Bible study?
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Not premeditated?
Hell yeah. You're not going to tell me what's not in the Bible.
You think that's the argument? You think he's saying like how much he knows about it?
Yeah. Oh, I know what God said.
No, I don't think you do. And then he gets upset.
Yeah, well, I brought a big knife. What do you think God said about that?
Ryan Race joins us live from the newsroom with these emotional moments he heard in today's court. Ryan.
Yeah, Robert Castillo has been in prison before, and now he's headed back for killing his wife. Today in court, he apologized for his actions, saying he was high on drugs and doesn't remember that day. But the victim's family sure does.
If there ever was a good reason for the death penalty, this would be it.
In court Friday, the raw emotion was difficult to contain.
Nope,
Wow.
that's not appropriate.
The outburst came in the middle of the sentence.
I don't know. I actually think you can say
Yeah,
that.
hey, man, that's not appropriate. Shut the fuck up,
I
Judge.
think you can say rotten hell, right? Like,
yeah, rotten hell, you fucking dickhead. You fucking
you killed this lady. Yeah, I think you can say that.
Sucks.
Sentencing for Robert Castillo. He admits he fatally stabbed his wife, Karina Woodhall, during a Bible study in St. Paul.
There is no justice that will be served here today. And the only ones who were dealt with a life sentence are my grandchildren.
According to the criminal complaint, Castillo showed up at the Bible study, whispered something in his wife's ear, and stabbed her multiple times. She died in her sister-in-law's arms.
When we retrieved her belongings from her car, we found divorce papers in the front seat of the car. And she knew it was time to walk away. And that's why she's dead.
Castillo is no stranger to prison. In 2020, he was serving time for assaulting a former girlfriend when he got in trouble again for beating a corrections officer. Records show he was on supervised parole when he killed his wife at the Bible study.
I don't recall anything that happened that day due to one of my drug-induced psychosis.
No, come on, that's bullshit. There's, so much timing of like the divorce papers, like
There's not enough tummy time on this man.
Excuse me?
He didn't get enough tummy time.
What's tummy time?
That's so that your baby's head doesn't get all flat on the back.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, he spent too much time on his back. That's what. And you can say that. You can make fun of people when they do heinous crimes.
Yeah, he's got a flat head because he didn't have parents that gave him tummy time.
Damn, I hope I got tummy time. I've never looked back there.
Yeah, let's check our heads.
No, I'm okay. I'm not doing that live. What if I have a bad head?
Well, we're gonna find
I'm
out.
not doing that.
Look, I got a normal head.
The judge
My
handed
head's
down
just
a
real big.
33-year prison sentence. The victim's family
Got
embraced
Dwight
each other
Schrute as his
and
lawyer.
celebrated that it's over.
Looks like you got a normal head. You probably got tummy time.
Thanks, bud.
And neither could have the kids. It's the strength of a family and the people that love you that keep you going.
Now, the defense asked for a lighter sentence along with a treatment for addiction. Castillo must serve 2/3 of that 33-year sentence.
Damn.
Lindsay?
That he got off kind of easy, if I'm being honest. That's not good.
2/3 is like.
Well, and like you're in prison. I don't know how much work you need to do. I know that you can get drugs in jail, but if you have addiction problems, like probably being in jail's good. It's like a big chunk of that, right?
I would hope.
I hope they're not
for your damn murder crime.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man.
Yeah.
I am hungry though now.
Yeah, did all that.
Thanks.
You got a little gonna walk to the gas station, get myself a treat.
Okay.
A gas station
From
convenience
Byron.
store worker is facing attempted murder and battery charges after allegedly
no.
getting into a fight with a customer over nacho cheese.
Wait.
This is
No!
Myron Bully, and the fight took place early last Tuesday.
Myron, not Byron, just so you know. Not
Yeah,
me.
it's different here.
There's no way his last name is Bully, right?
Well,
and he's like, "Give me the nacho cheese."
no, you're taking too much nacho cheese.
Oh no!
Over nacho cheese. This is Myron Bully, and the fight took place early last Tuesday morning at an Arco on Rainbow and Russell. He told police that a customer wanted nacho cheese, but allegedly broke the dispenser. That victim didn't want to leave, so he allegedly pushed him out before hitting the victim with a bat.
Well, okay, so why would you not want to leave? Is the question. That's what I have.
Because I didn't get it. I didn't get the cheese.
Okay.
I paid extra.
So you worked at a gas station for a while. If someone came in and broke the nacho cheese machine and then wouldn't leave,
I would get upset.
You think you'd hit?
I don't think I would hit him with a bat, but yeah, there's like, I don't know, man. I had to kick a guy out for trying to touch the nacho cheese. Here's what happens.
Like
he
the
comes
bag?
in,
like the big fat sack of it that's inside the machine.
No, but I mean, in the button on the outside.
Oh, okay.
To get this, so he comes in, and he gives me a look, and I was like, "Well, this guy's drunk," and walks to the hot dog roller, grabs 2 hot dogs off with his bare hands, and I said,
Hey,
"Oh,
buddy.
Jesus Christ!" And he's like looking at me still, and I was like, "Yeah, don't touch it with your hand. I gotta like take everything off of there now." Guy was rough. Guy
Sure.
was real rough.
Yeah.
So he turns all the way around and he sees the Gell's nacho cheese. He walks towards it, and that's when the smell hit me, and I said, "What the fuck is that smell?" And I looked, and our man had shit his entire britches.
Nope. Why
And
do we have such awful, gross jobs? This is the nightmare.
Everything that this man had ever eaten in his life he was carrying it around in his pants and his jeans.
Okay.
And he went to touch the nacho cheese dispenser, and I said, "Eric, do not."
Well, you
And then
knew
he looked
him.
at
You
me.
knew his name.
Yeah, you probably knew him too.
Oh,
If you've
no.
He was a man. He was a man about town. He was Missoula's carved out head guy.
Oh, sure. So he's a street.
A man about town.
Yeah. He gets around. Okay.
He had a lot
Interesting.
of stories, that guy, and truthfully, he was a nice person, but I have so many stories about him, and they're all very good. They're all like top tier stories.
Gross.
But
This sucks. I hate this, Joe.
So I had to kick him out of the gas station because I was like, "I'm sorry, Eric, take your hot dogs." And he's like, "Oh, I wanted to buy beer," and I was like, "I can't sell you any more beer,
Yeah.
and actually, I don't even want to be near you. You have to go outside." And I pushed him out. Not physically, but I shoot him with a broom, essentially.
Great.
My guy, you have to leave. This is disgusting.
Foul. That sucks. I hate that.
Every hot dog in the trash, machine cleaned.
Yeah.
Who
Anything
knows
you
what
touch.
happened there?
Well, that's
Yeah.
nice of you that you would care enough to want to have like food safe, roller dogs.
Yeah. Listen, I eat those dogs.
Yeah, you don't
Okay.
want. That's gonna go crazy. That's gonna be like it's that Cheetos bag in the cave story. Did you
And
hear?
the K, yeah. This is gonna be some sort of Chester Cheeto mold growing from the center of the earth. It's going to change the outcome of the world. This mold is going to be the end of the planet.
Yeah,
probably.
you can't let that hang out on the rollers. For people who don't know, there was a case not too long ago. I think it was at Carlsbad Caverns National Park.
Idaho.
Is that New Mexico? Pardon. Yeah, but
Oh.
yeah, inside of a cave, some visitors left behind a bag of Cheetos, an empty bag of Cheetos. But the Cheeto dust was so like the humidity in the cave was perfect for breeding whatever. I guess there's probably an exact way to explain this.
Some sort of cheese spore.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This is like ground zero.
Dangerously cheesy.
At the scale of human perspective, a spilled snack bag may seem trivial, but to the life of the cave, it can be world-changing. The processed corn, softened by the humidity of the cave, formed the perfect environment to host microbial life and fungi. So cave crickets, mites, spiders, and flies soon organized to a temporary food web, which is the cheese puffs at this point, dispersing the nutrients to surrounding caves and formations. So basically, the mold spreads at like a rapid rate inside caves if you leave anything in there that isn't supposed to be, which is just kind of like your friend Eric who shit his pants and touched the roller. It's kind of an exact
kind of the same
situation. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want microbial life spinning at 120 degrees or whatever those rollers are kept at. Oh.
Yeah, 160, I think, food safe rules.
Oh, 160 on the roll? That seems dangerous.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it has to cook. When you serve it, it has to be 160 degrees.
Yeah. Well, much like the ecosystem of a hot dog roller, it could have impacted the cave significantly, but they ended up spending, I don't know, hours cleaning this up, removing any trace of this Cheeto spore situation.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm glad they figured it out, but it's a good warning. And Jared, I got to tell you, I don't know, probably 2 months ago, remember we played that video of the cave-ish situation?
Yeah. You've been thinking about it?
Oh, all the time. My TikTok algorithm is just exclusively cave videos now. And I put I think I've actually broken the panic that I used to get when I watched those. I'm feeling a little bit more at ease after I
You're like, this shit's boring now.
What was it? The big one, it was called the Nutty Putty Cave incident, if anyone wants to really get into it. But I found that there's a thriving ecosystem of cave disaster videos using those same kinds of graphics on YouTube. There's hours of them. And
hell yeah.
I've been just taking it in and trying to give myself some like exposure therapy to calm the panic I felt, because
you've been sleeping with it on in the background.
Funny enough, I have been. And I'm doing okay, which is kind of it's a relief, because I remember, oh god, just it's a nightmare. I still can't think about the Nutty Putty Cave incident without giving myself heartburn. But this
Saddam Hussein.
Well, see, that I didn't mean to pull up that one necessarily, but that is accurate, I suppose.
Help, I'm stuck. I can't do 9/11.
All right. Whoops. All right. Oh, I'm not sharing the proper window with you, Jared. Give me 1 second. So that's the Nutty Putty.
It's the same. That's the same one.
No,
that's
facing the other way.
They just turned him around.
Yeah, facing the other way. Yep. Saddam could bend his legs. This poor man got stuck in a position where he could not bend it. It gives me nausea. God, I can't. People just listening, we should describe the Nutty Putty Cave incident. It's just a guy was going headfirst downward in this tunnel, and he found himself in a position where he can't. His body is perfectly entombed in a vertical position, head down, with his arms pinned to his side, and his feet are the only thing exposed at the top of the cave. But
he's doing an inversion table, and only his tootsies are hanging out in the larger cave, which is really not that much larger. But
and unfortunately,
there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, you would have to break his legs backward by the shins to pull him out of this thing. And remember, oh my God, why am I doing this? Why am I here? There's no way to get leverage to pull him out, even, because you have to remember that a rescuer would also have to be in the same type of tight situation where your shoulders are scraping the wall of a cave. God, it's
how much room is between his the sole of his foot and the top of that cave?
It was enough that they could not. Well, they talked about breaking his knees, like severing those or something. But he died because if you spend too much time inverted, not only do your lungs fill up with fluid, but because your body is trying to pump blood to different parts of it, and it's not used to having so much go to the brain and kind of settle down there. Yeah, it's just bad, man. God, I hate this shit. Why did I do this again? Why am I here? What the hell?
Let's look at the Saddam one more time.
Well, it's just a little different. So Saddam was pull him out by the legs. It was different.
Yeah.
But it's pretty close to the exact same.
It's pretty much the same picture.
Yeah, so
they just made his legs longer and turned him around.
Flipped him around. Yeah, it's easy.
You got to go in backwards if you ever get in this situation.
Just don't go in caves, guys. It's
go spelunking.
Please don't.
You got to do it on your back.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I hate it, actually.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like he's like in a sarcophagus a little bit, huh?
Saddam or the Nutty
Saddam's,
Putty?
yeah. Hell yeah. The Nutty Putty guy looks like he's wearing like hiking boots in that silhouette. But that also that he's got a little booty on him, huh?
Okay, come on. He died down there. We don't need to talk about that.
Got some cheeks on this little silhouette here.
I'd like to stop it. I'd like to end on a story that didn't end in a death. Okay.
Okay.
So the jury's still out on the adverse effects of vaping. Kind of. Well, this week there's proof added to the dangerous column of this whole vaping thing. Yeah. Oh, wait, this is interesting. So a flight to Greece had to be evacuated after someone's vape exploded and filled the cabin with smoke, oddly enough. Turns out they aren't so smoke-free. It's not all vapor when they explode because of the batteries, which is kind of interesting. Jared, I was thinking that maybe, like, you know about the beepers that exploded in Lebanon, and then it was the walkie-talkies. What if the vapes are next?
The vapes are all just going to get fucking your Wi-Fi enabled vape.
Mm-hmm. They're all popping.
Your closed circuit vape, dude.
Yeah, because you wanted it to have like multicolors in the front, in the tip.
Yeah, the RG. I'm trying to get that RGB flow going through this thing.
I'm really glad. There was a point where, I don't smoke or do any of that, but I was really close to buying a vape that had no like nicotine, just so I could blow, like rip fat clouds and stuff and pretend I'm a dragon.
And do some and just
I thought that could
make a football field and you throw a fucking the ball down it or something, but it's all vape cloud.
I thought that could be kind of fun, but yeah, this it's an EasyJet flight, which I didn't know that it was an airline.
EasyJet.
It wasn't just a vape; it was a bag of vapes exploded on a London-bound flight before everyone was evacuated, and then there was passenger injuries during the evacuation on the slide. So you can see.
So this grease
seems like
beast.
Someone kind of hurt their leg here at the base of the stairs.
Bonked his knee, maybe. Huh?
Yeah, it's not easy to slide down those things. But
did you ever get to do that?
No. That was like an afternoon ruiner at the airport if you fucked around. Like, so all of those doors, they're armed with like a safety latch that like when you activate it, you put like a little ribbon with a rivet over it to show that it's activated, and you shouldn't open that door because if you open the door, it'll automatically deploy. And if it does, like, oh God, you have to get like an approved mechanic to drive in to like reset the stairs and all of these things. It'll take I don't even know if you would fly that day, but nope, no safety slide for Byron. I'm sorry. Even after working there for like I think it was almost 3 years, no safety slide. Thank goodness. But
kind of looks cool, man. Honestly,
it does. But I mean, it's like a bouncy castle slide. Just go down one of those. It's like the same kind of thing.
I want to do it off the plane. So about the location.
Yeah, location though. This was at a runway in Greece. and the aircraft was scheduled again to go to London. A power bank and e-cigarettes in a passenger's bag are thought to be the cause of the explosion, which occurred shortly before takeoff. Thank goodness. The doors of the plane were opened and evacuation slides were activated, with passengers describing, quote, a very large red flash in flame followed by thick black smoke. So, yeah, I do have a picture of the bag of vapes. This guy's got to chill, if I'm being real. Look at that big bag of vapes.
Jesus Christ.
Nice leather bag. It's got a lock on the outside.
You got the lock, yeah.
That's like a hardware store lock.
Yeah, big.
Is he selling vapes? Is that what he's doing?
Just going from Greece to let's look at some what are the vape laws in London?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe he's smuggling some of that good Greece shit.
Well, it is legal, and it's actually technically safe to bring your vape on an airplane. I watched some videos before this, but maybe not a lot of them. You're supposed to disconnect the battery from it, but
yeah. So if I've got 42 vapes in my purse,
yeah, that's too many. That's a lot of vapes. But yeah, I thought this was interesting. Immediately after I found this story, I was like, there's got to be some more vape stories out in the world. And I found a story actually from very recently. This is September 17th, which was just 3 days ago. Doctors drained 2 liters of black and bloody vape juice from a woman's lungs.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, an Ohio woman was put in a medically induced coma, diagnosed with a minor brain injury, and had 2 liters of black and bloody liquid removed from her lungs because of one daily habit, vaping. Which I thought it was totally fine to do this. I guess not. But you'll see.
$500 a week?
Yeah, I was going to say, you'll see just how significant this habit was.
Fucking God.
Yeah, according to a story by Kennedy News and Media published in the Daily Mail, 32-year-old Jordan Brielle. She started vaping in 2021 and eventually, like you said, spending $500 a week to keep up with her addiction, which she admitted was excessive. I don't know how.
It's a little.
How much on vape?
A little.
I've never bought vape, so like, is a week? Pardon me. How much is that?
I would guess that like vape juice has got to be like, I don't know, like $10.
Yeah, I was fully.
If it's more than that, you guys are getting joked on.
Yeah, I was vaping so much that I slept with it. It went to the shower with me. So things.
My brain is just getting a little sleeped out right now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. And I just want to say that I Googled vape Jews.
That's a different thing entirely.
Sorry to the Jewish community for that one. I'm going to change this to vape juice.
Yeah, great correction. Things took a dramatic turn in 2023 when Brielle began to feel heaviness in her chest that sent her to the hospital multiple times a week. Maybe quit vaping. Quote, at first, it was just a respiratory infection or bronchitis, so I kept going to the hospital with breathing problems. I had a horrible cough.
I kept vaping through it.
And was going to the hospital 2 to 3 times a week for help. I had little to no voice. Each time they would send me home, it felt like there was
crazy.
80 pounds of pressure just lying on my chest. I've never felt so sick in my life. My body was swelling up from the ankles to my kneecaps. I kept going to the hospital because I was progressively getting worse. Maybe stop vaping or just do it like a normal amount, I guess. My skin was turning gray. I couldn't focus. I was very discombobulated. It was hurting to walk. I could barely do anything but vape. Nobody knew what was actually wrong with me. I felt like I was dying. This next part is really fucked up.
God.
It all came to a head in May when Brielle's partner found her with black mucus seeping from her nose and mouth. Again, a quote. He said, I was gasping but couldn't really catch my breath. I was unresponsive and had a faint pulse. He began sucking the sputum out of my nose and mouth to try to give me CPR. He called 911 because the CPR wasn't working. I don't remember anything. I was intubated immediately and taken to the hospital. Once admitted, doctors found 2 liters of fluid in her heavily damaged lungs. She said it was vape juice. The liquid the vaporizer converts to aerosol before it's inhaled.
So was she just drinking it through her nose?
Yeah, I mean breathing it. It's a different hole, Jared.
Huh.
It's pretty bad.
Never heard of that.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine a doctor not noticing that earlier, but I don't want to blame doctors. But like, when you go to the doctor, they listen to your lungs, they listen to your breathing, and they can tell if there's fluid in your lungs.
A little crackle.
Yeah, and 2 liters of vape juice. What do you think? What's her flavor, you think?
I'm gonna say that she is a glazed donuts gal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm unaware of the industry. What do they offer?
Strawberry watermelon bubblegum flavor.
Here's Mother's Milk and Cookies. I'm reading at different vape juices right now.
This one's called Worms.
Gross.
It's just Worms flavor, I guess.
Iced
This one's
kiwi
called
melon?
Lava Flow.
Gross.
V8 Baby T8 Coil.
Yeah. Juicy apples. Blue raspberry. That's what I want in my lungs. Yeah.
Vanilla bean.
Wow.
Honey. So I looked at this. Vapejuice.com here.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like $10 for like 60 milliliters of this. But you know what's crazy is that like we how do I say this? Like we sort of like rent a space out for like a different business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this guy right here that's on this front page.
Oh, really?
So he's popular, I guess.
That
That's
guy
cool.
exactly, or that type of guy?
No, it's this guy. It's the guy that I see every day. It's his like company.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is on the front page of Vape Juice.
I mean, we don't need to dox him. I'm just gonna go.
No, we don't. Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't really need to get like that deep into it. But like, it turns out that the guy that does vape stuff next to me is a big name in vape.
Wow.
Apparently.
He's an internet celebrity. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm just learning. What a weird thing. But yeah, like he's a nice guy. Whatever. If you vape, do vape with him. And I'm not going to say what it is.
Years
Enjoy.
of vape. Quote, he said I was gasping and couldn't catch my breath. I was unresponsive and had a faint pulse. He began sucking the sputum out of my nose and mouth to try to give me CPR. He called 911 because it wasn't working. Yep. Okay. Once admitted, doctors found 2 liters of fluid in the heavily damaged lungs. It was vape juice, and my body was trying to force out the vape juice inside my lungs, which was like concrete. It was pure black and bloody, she said. At the hospital, they were sucking it out of me. It's kind of confusing because concrete's a little bit different than what I am imagining. Placed in a 11-day-long medically induced coma. Once she came out of it, she had to do breathing exercises before she could be discharged from the hospital. That's pretty standard. They make you blow in that thing and keep the ball between the... Yeah, those are kind
They
of...
keep me there forever. I'd never be able to do that.
Wait, you have trouble exhaling? No, that's it. Are you playing like, when people like get DUIs and they're like, all right, blow, and then they like fake blow and never like...
Yeah, I always put like 10 pennies in my mouth.
Yeah, that's a cool trick.
I actually have one more growing up story about that ball thing. And so we all got in trouble in biology class. I had a real terrible man as my biology teacher sophomore year. He liked me, and so he was never very mean to me. He would say mean things to me outside of school. He knew where like I hung out at, and I knew where he hung out at because we were right across the street from each other. And he would see me and the guitar player of my band, and he would call us slurs from the
you mean
truck.
like F slurs, probably?
Yeah,
Sure,
that makes
sense.
and because we were like little punk rock kids or whatever, and he's just like, look at these idiots. But then I'd see him on Monday, and he's like, didn't I see you on Friday night? And you're like, yes. Anyway, this class, we all got unruly. He separated everybody and put us like by alphabetical, and so I always had to like work with this girl who was obnoxious and not my friend. And I don't want to sound mean, but she was a bigger gal.
Okay.
And we did the how long can you keep the ball above the water thing, like the ping pong ball, to test how your lung capacity.
Sure.
And so everyone's doing fine. Everyone's getting like legit results or whatever. And then she raises her hand and says, hey, my numbers are way off. And so he's just like, your numbers are off. Let's take a look here. And so he goes down the list of like, well, okay, this looks normal. This looks normal. And then shouts to the class, well, here's your problem. You said that you weighed 130 pounds.
Oh,
no. It was the most like, oh my fucking God, dude.
Don't do that.
Because it was, I'm sorry, but it was way off. Like her results were like way off. But he just had to let everyone know that it was because she was lying
publicly. Come on,
lying here. Yeah, it was very like, Jesus Christ, man.
That's rude. Yeah, I had a bad science teacher too, and I think I did the worst thing I've ever done. It was the last day of school.
You glued his ass to his seat.
No, I stole an alligator brain.
I
put it in my backpack, and then he's like, did someone take the alligator brain? We had one of those moments where they're like, we're gonna turn off the lights and everyone close their eyes, and whoever took it just can put it back and no one will get in trouble.
Sure.
And I didn't put it back. I kept the brain. I didn't move. I stayed really firm in my stance of having stolen it and not giving it back.
Yeah, this is my brain now. Actually, I'm going to gain its power.
Well, and then what I did is me and my friends, we took it to his house, lit it on fire, and hit it with a golf club. So it was just like, looking back, I'm like, what kind of guy? What's wrong with me? Not only I steal it, I deface it and then hit it with a golf club? It's just like unnecessary. It was probably expensive too. He probably got in trouble.
Holy shit,
yeah.
dude.
And then he ended up getting he ended up getting fired.
Crazy.
He got fired because he was drinking in the parking lot across the street.
That rules. Good for
lunch.
him.
Yeah. He wasn't nice, but he didn't deserve that.
Yeah, in 7th grade, I had this other teacher who, similar, like he had all the fetuses, all the animal fetuses, and that, the formaldehyde and everything. And it was towards the end of the school year, and he's like, "Well, come back over here to like the back, like the big like experiment desk or whatever." And we all gathered around so he could show us like a pig fetus. And there's this girl in my class, and she's like, "I can't handle this. I'm gonna go stand on the other side of the class." And
Sure.
she like went and stood by like the front door trying to leave. She just stood there. Anyway, we go through the whole, this is this, and this is like this is the umbilical cord, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of it, he says, hey, is there any questions? And no, everyone's like, no, kind of got it. And he's like, I would think that one person would have questions about this because they didn't stand over here and watch it like the rest of them. So she probably has a lot of, probably needs to take a better look. And then he fucking lobbed the goddamn pig fetus across the entire classroom and fucking hit her in the goddamn side of the head. With the pig fetus.
We'd be covering that story if that happened today.
Like, yeah, hell yeah.
Like on the show. That's wild.
She screamed and she didn't come back for the rest of the class. And he was like, well, I'm going to mark her as absent. He was such a fucker, dude.
That's wild.
He was such a fucker. Yeah, both these guys are dead now too.
Well,
one of them old age, the other one because he was a miserable man.
Wait, what does that mean? He died because
dude, he hung himself.
Okay, let's not.
So
Come on.
so that his son would find him.
I mean, that's pretty cruel. That's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
Oh,
he liked me
man.
though.
Well, that's good. Let's go back to Myron Bully.
Times. That victim.
No.
Oh yeah, what's up?
No.
Nacho cheese.
No,
Nacho cheese
no.
bad.
We're
Okay.
done with that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, I think that's probably a good place to leave off. Right? Like,
Just went off the rails there at the end there. Apologize,
I
but
admit
fun hanging out.
I admit to committing crimes as a teen. I hope Mr. P is doing okay after I hope he got
It's honestly very funny. Alligator brain lit on fire, hit with golf club.
I like to think that I'm like, I write, I do a lot of writing, like I try to be really reflective.
Thoughtful.
I try to, but back then I was like, my name's Byron, welcome to Jackass all the time. That was like,
sure.
That was like my vibe, I suppose. What a bummer, huh? What a goofball kid. Here I am. Okay, well, fun night. Don't vape, I guess, is also the end of this. She says, I would say to anyone else, quit any way you can. Do it for your health, your family, your life, your lungs, whatever motivates you. Use that reason to stop. I wouldn't wish it on anyone to go through whatever she went through. Don't vape, I guess. Whatever.
Get your lungs purged of the black goop that you're smoking every day.
You only got 2 lungs, so yeah, I guess.
What do mine look like?
You're concerned about that?
No, but
I mean, yeah, why not be concerned about
what's
it?
going on in there?
Yeah, be careful, have fun, guys. Thanks for spending the night with us. This has been a good time, Jared. Always a blast.
Yeah, we love it.
We really pulled it together for kind of a quiet week. We found some stuff out there.
How did we almost give you guys? We gave you guys 2.5 hours on nothing.
Yeah. Well, we did
really strong work.
Thanks. Yeah, we really were doing our A game tonight, Jared.
Yeah.
Not bad. You just laughed about the Titan submarine for a while. That's pretty cool. We watched Will It Blend after the... Come on. Like, what the hell? What happened to us tonight? This is why Dennis needs to be on the show.
You gave me too much power.
Dennis is like the...
You kept saying yes to me.
I guess I kind of did. And look where it led us. Now I've admitted to a crime. Now I go to jail.
Dude, it's cool. We got crimes. We know people that do crimes, and we've got wild teachers. We got we went hog wild for them grease scrambles. Scrambled piggy boys.
I'm gonna call the bed bug lawyer at the end of this. And
Dude, we need to get him on the horn.
Yeah. Well, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your night. And next week, I believe Kelly's back in the saddle. We might be doing one more film coverage before she starts her RFK series. Not Junior. But also, we're preparing to go to the Dumas brothel I think it's the 1st or 2nd week of October. We're going to be doing our live stream from there. So...
Is that an Anaconda?
It is in Butte, Montana. Yeah.
Butte.
Yeah.
Maybe Bobby Lee will still be there for you.
Is Bobby Lee there?
He's in Butte right now. He's shooting a movie there.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, we have plenty of room for him. I think we paid enough money for at least 4 people, and I don't think Sam's going to make it. So it's going to be Dennis, Kelly, and I. Dennis is going to have like a Nathan Fielder style control thing.
Yeah.
Like from the first episode of that
computer board.
Yeah. So we're going to be switching back and forth between Kelly and I. Like, I made MTV Fear style body mount cameras.
Yeah.
So Dennis
show your face the whole time.
Yeah, it's going to be... I'll show you maybe on the next live stream. But
I think I actually saw them when I was at your house last. But I just wanted to say, I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite into my ear.
never did I want to be.
Great. What a fun night. Guys, thank you so much for supporting this weird way for me to spend my Friday nights. I always have a good time. I've said goodbye 3 times. This is the last time. Stay scared. And, oh, look at that. It's the moon, Jared.
Moon?
All right. Have a good night.